Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
Background is so it's so rudimentary. It like the detail isn't really put into it and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, because it's an alpha. And since it's an
Yeah,
alpha,
well, no,
ladies
so
and
I can't-
gentlemen, the GRG podcast is live. Let's go. Let me go ahead and cut that out. Yes. You know what I'm saying? They only caught a little bit of it because we're already getting into a character tonight.
Dude, I have no character. This is just me. I think
yeah,
off the
pretty
rip,
much.
man.
True. But I kind of feel that the Need for Speed topic is going to be pretty interesting because I'm going to try to show you a couple of things. And hopefully I won't get another claim or nothing, but I should be okay. But it's the Need for Speed thing is interesting. That's why I want to talk about it, and I don't think anybody else is really wanting to talk about it because of the fact that it's like it's Need for Speed, and Need for Speed has been out forever, and everybody loves Forza and all of that. But I think this Need for Speed, me personally, is going to shock some people. Now,
Hey, bro.
one way or the other, yeah.
Can I ask a question real quick? When it comes to your presentation,
Yeah.
what happened to the background? What happened to the people talking? Like,
I'm tripping. I'm sitting here.
I'm just trying to look out for you.
Yeah,
You know,
there we
people
go. There
come
we
in
go.
and check out GRG.
There we go.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah. I
Get
got
it
it
all
off,
together,
don't I?
you know?
I got it all off, don't I? Yeah. Hey, what's happening? Oh, I don't even know what's going on here.
Yo, next episode, next podcast, you cannot talk shit about me now.
I
Yeah, it's
can't
what it
because
is.
I
That's
fat
what it
fingered
is.
all types of stuff. What did I do? I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, let me sit there and see if I can hit a couple of things. See if I can at least get the people in.
I mean, you
Okay,
got the
that's fine.
gameplay. That's important. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I don't have the people, the panel up there. I don't know what I did. I pressed a whole bunch of buttons. So let me be country. I don't know. But anyway, I'll figure this out when
Ladies
we
and
get
gentlemen,
through it.
we're not quite ready. But
Yeah,
K
no,
Mecca is so excited
I
about
am.
this show
I am.
that he hit let's go live
Right.
too quick.
Too quick. Too quick. I should have been looking at everything. But see, I was running late already. I was sitting there talking to my wife and a friend and then all types of other stuff. And then I came back. I said, oh man, I said, let me get in here. And then Dee, she was saying that she had to get her dog and then she would be back. She would be here in a minute and all that. And then we got into the discussion. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GRG podcast. We are live. We are live. And yeah, I'm going to keep on trying to press buttons to try to get the panel on the side if I can. If not, then we'll just roll with it.
If you go through the website, you might have to refresh the website real quick. because that's the way I do it. There's a website that just basically takes the Discord channel.
Oh no, it's
and
it's there.
throws
It's
it.
there. It's
Okay.
there.
Okay.
It's there. Okay, we got it. I fat fingered something and it worked. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so let's get on to it. D will be here. Our boy Ham Solo, he could not make it tonight because he's doing something special for his daughter.
It's disappointing.
And you know what? It is disappointing because he's taking her to go see wrestling. And so, no, I'm just playing. But no, he's going to take her to a birthday, and it's and I guess that the whole family, because I know Ham is a huge wrestling fan. So, you know, and that's weird because Yobi's a huge wrestling fan. I think Trizzy, a whole bunch of people I know are big wrestling fans. I just kind of fell out of love with wrestling. I don't watch it anymore like I used to. But
It's not how it
I
used
used
to
to
be,
watch
bro.
the Attitude Era. That was
really, I was
back in the day.
WCW and then
NWO, baby.
and
Yes.
WWE. When WWE or WWF, and then it turned to WWE, and then kind of in that point in phase, I just kind of tuned out because I think The Rock started doing movies. Stone Cold was he was starting to, I think, do movies, and then it just kind of, you know, and then John Cena was on the scene and all that, and then I just
John Cena doing movies now.
Now John Cena's showing his naked ass as a superhero now in his own show.
Oh, okay. Well, he's making money though, so I don't know. So anyway, but
people love the show too.
Let's go ahead and get to the panel. What's going on with you, Xbox 448, man? For anybody that's living under a rock, this man has a podcast on Thursday nights. Unfortunately, I am there. I was there since the very beginning.
Damn.
And I'm still there, and I don't know why, but you know what I'm saying? Because normally when people make their own podcast, they kind of step away, but for some reason I'm stupid and I'm loyal and I just stay too long. So I think it's one of these things where I'm going to go out like this is like Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. So I think that's, you know what I'm saying? So I think for right now, this is Jay Leno, or I should say Arsenio Hall, and then you're like the white music player. I think that he had a white music player that was performing.
You don't even know. You don't even know, bro.
I don't even know. But but it can be reversed. But you know, on next podcast, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of Johnny Carson, you know what I'm saying, I'm Ed McMahon. So, you know.
Why can't I be Jay Leno, man? You gave me Carson, like the old man with the gray hair and all that.
You've been doing a podcast. How long have you been doing next podcast? How long
dude, you tell me. You've been there from the beginning.
I don't want to remember.
Do your audience even know who Johnny Carson is?
Yo, for real.
No,
some of them are skeptical on Jay Leno, man, to be real.
Right. So she said Jimmy
Y'all
Fallon.
didn't grow up with all the Monica Lewinsky jokes?
Oh,
man.
all those. All that.
Great. They were great. But anyway,
that was
horrible.
What's up with you, Xbox 448? But yeah, let us know how long you've been doing next podcast, and let everybody know, you know, where they can find you at, all that good stuff, man. Glad you could be on, man.
Yo, what's going on, chat? It's great to be back here on GRG. I'm a little upset that the full panel's not here, you know, but I will be chilling with the ladies, talking some intelligent gaming, and then, you know, throw a couple words in K Mega's direction as well. But I've been doing this for a while. Not slowing down anytime soon. Absolutely love talking like all things gaming, from gaming news to, you know, games coming out, my thoughts and opinions about games that are already out, the phenomenal service that is Game Pass. I love talking about it all, man. And I think the Need for Speed topic right there, that was the first thing that sparked my interest. You made me go in and start reading articles and seeing exactly what they're talking about. I can't wait to get into it, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. We're definitely going to get into it, man. I mean, the very first topic, we were already into it, so this is going to be fun. So, yeah, but glad to have you on, brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we've been knowing each other going back to what, 2013, 2012, maybe?
Yeah, yo, for real.
Yeah.
We were on Facebook in gaming groups, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I was an admin for Next Gen's Bang Bang.
Yeah.
You know, I was a part of We Game Here as well. Hard Knock Gamers. Yeah, it's you know, we've known each other for quite a long, man. Yeah. Yo, shout out to all them cats, man. No, shout out to Fame Entertainment, man. I saw him hanging out with Ryan McCaffrey.
Yeah,
on one of the podcast shows. I was like, yo, go ahead, bro.
he getting big headed on me, man. Like I sit there and I said, we was doing the E3 thing and last year, and then I was like, hey, Fane, what's happening? It's because we Facebook friends, or I think we're still Facebook friends. I said, it's Kareem. I said, what's up, man? And he didn't get no response. Crickets. I was like, oh snap. So I was like, all right, man.
Damn.
Maybe he didn't, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But Fame is doing so much, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bloody. He's over there doing some writing for them over there at Level 1 Gaming and stuff like that. I need to hit up him. I need to bring old girl back on. You know what I'm saying? Because she was great. She was great.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get her on next podcast.
Yeah,
as well.
no, she's great.
I want to get Fane back on again, man. I've been talking to him on and on.
Yeah.
Yo, unlike you,
Fane
K
just
Mega,
so
he knows me. Okay, he knows me.
Fane knows me, guys.
He
knows
he's,
me.
He's my homie.
Now, it's got to that point now. Fame knows me, guys. He knows me. Shout out to Fame, man. Shout out to the people out there, man, at Level 1 Gaming, man. I see Hustler Move, man. Thank you, brother, for coming and stopping by, saying what's happening, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure for having you coming through last week. Like I said, man, I hope you definitely come back again, man.
Hustle, he a cool dude. He's a really cool gamer.
Yeah.
And he is a great guest to have on the show.
He is.
No doubt.
He's a great guest. So yeah, no, I definitely would like to get that back. But anyway, man, let's keep going. Let's keep it moving. Robs, man, did you get everything taken care of? I mean, you was over here, you had a full course meal set up, ready to go. I just want to make sure that you got everything out, ready and prepared. Are you good? Are you ready?
Yeah, welcome to the Hungry Podcast. I'm cooking up. Don't worry, I'm not trying to scam nobody. I'm not gonna take any credit cards.
Oh, man.
Unless you want to give them.
Unless you want to give it to me.
As we do on GRG all the time. Yeah, what
I do take Game Pass credit. I'm finishing up the greens, and I'm put the pot roast in the slow cooker.
Okay.
Pass me a plate, sis.
Oof. Damn, she ain't playing tonight. Oh man, thank you. What's going on, Soren X, man? Appreciate it, man. And thanks for coming out, Sir X, man. I'm pretty sure he'll be here later on to tell us about all the old games that he is playing. So it is what it is.
We finished what did we finish recently? We finished Gears 1 recently, and we about to finish Gears 2.
Okay.
And me and D played some Saints Row 2.
Saints Row 2. Shit was lit.
Man, yeah, well, see, I didn't get no invite. Like, I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? What's the
Saints Row 2 is the best Saints Row. Do not at me about it.
It is the best.
Talk to him.
It is.
Oh my goodness, man. Yo, I buried myself in that game when it came out. Yo, there was nothing else for me.
Yeah, no, I definitely but I'm understanding why I'm not getting a message or a call or like, hey, Mega, you wanna?
I mean, story co-op is 2 players, but
wow. Yeah, I got you.
We could do a private online though. I'm not sure. Wait, I'm not sure if those servers. I think Sir X-Men told me that they cut those servers off. I'm not sure. Like co-op is still available. I don't know. I gotta research.
Yeah, I think we trying to get through Gears 2 so everybody can get on Gears 3. Because it's like 4-player co-op on Gears 3.
Oh, okay. So then that's when y'all hit me up. And then, Highbusters, it's a must. I got to be there.
We tried, and there was a lot of updates and storage.
Yeah. Shit was updating. It was getting on my nerves. I'm like,
we had some issues. So we're just like, let's hop on this.
Got the updates all squared away and stuff like that. But but hit me up. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So D, do you have anything that you prepared for yourself tonight? Got a little beignet or what's happening?
No.
You said you had to cut back. So, what you got going on?
Jerk chicken?
Jerk chicken?
No. I'm just drinking some ginger tea right now.
Oh.
I don't really feel all that great, but I ate earlier. I had a beef patty earlier and some Greek yogurt, and then I accidentally slept for 3 hours. And
my son's still sleeping, yeah.
It's true. I didn't mean to fall asleep, but I just woke up like, I guess I was asleep.
I wish I took a nap. I had to run errands.
Yeah, I took a nap and then I woke up like I probably should eat, but I don't feel like eating. So I'm just drinking some ginger tea and eventually water, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not. I passed the mantle to Rob. She the one that be cooking now.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
okay.
passed the
And she
baton.
she cooks a spread. So anyway, all right. Okay, so before we get started on the topic, I do have to say this. Okay, so D, you left out kind of early, right? And everybody was thinking like, okay, we're done. We had a long show last week. We all kept saying, yeah, no, we're gonna be done. We're about to get off. Let me tell you a little bit of what happened last week after the show. All right, so bruh. So I can't say we. I gotta just say me. It's all on me. I sit there and so I bought this fighting game that was on Steam months ago, right? And so it's a crazy fight game. I showed it to Yobi a while back, and it's called Fighting Angel something or whatever. And so the crazy thing about this game, it kind of has this. It's a lower budget game, but it's not that bad, right? Like
Hmm.
well, anyway, so it's got a kind of like a Dead or Alive vibe. Like it got the women in clad outfits and stuff like that. Well, with this game,
Hmm.
you can literally beat their clothes off till they just
Ass and titties.
yeah, for real. So anyway, so I guess
Okay.
whatever the case may be, right? I got this game. So Steam will give you recommendations, and so I'm looking and so I see another game, and I'm thinking it's kind of like the same game, but I didn't look at the trailer or anything. So I just said, "Oh, this shit's like $5. It's another fighter, so I'm gonna just cop it." So I cop it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't one of those type of game. It wasn't a fighter. It was an adult
Oh
game.
my. Oh
So
boy.
Come
so
in 20 seconds.
yeah, so so pretty much what happened was that Sir X-Men, dirty old man, he sit there and says, "Hey man, let me watch you play it." I say, "What?" I said, "All right."
boy.
I said, "Okay, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it."
Was he sitting in the corner of a dark
No.
room?
See, I didn't even, see, this is what I didn't even know. I didn't even know that you could do this on
Lord have
Steam.
mercy.
You can sit there and you can watch, and I think you can do it on PlayStation too, because I reactivated my PlayStation, my PSN today too. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
so you can watch other people play, right? So I was sitting
Yes.
here, and so I started playing, and so Sir X-Man was watching, and then so when me was Sir X-Man, God, wow, and so next thing you know, Rob's like, I want to watch.
Oh boy.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like,
man.
they was trying to get me into Steam. By the time I got to Steam, I just started watching Sir X-Men playing fucking Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And like he must have restarted. You must have restarted
Yeah,
or something.
I had a crazy big update. So so at that point I was like, oh, so everybody was kind of over it. But for some odd reason, K Mega still there and still went back and played it for another hour and a half. So I don't know what to say about it.
Dude was
I don't-
mad quiet.
I was
like,
mad quiet. I was concentrating because you have to make
me and Sir
decisions.
X-Man was sitting up there chit-chatting about Tomb
Lord
Raider
have mercy.
anniversary. He was like mad quiet. I'm like, is you okay?
I'm all right. I
Is
said I'm over here
everything
I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. I gotta
Oh,
make
he concentrating,
decisions.
y'all.
Oh,
He
stop it.
concentrating.
But
Dude,
yeah.
I see the trailer.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, I'm like,
Oh wow.
I'm looking at the trailer. I'm like,
Yeah.
my mouth was agape. I was like, yo,
I've never played a
this
game
is
like
not-
that ever in my life.
It's like,
ever.
yo, I only got 3 pieces of clothing left, man. I got to get down.
It was. You had to make decisions, and then I was like, "Oh man!" And then Sir X-Man was saying,
Decisions.
"It looks so real. It looks so real. Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh man!" So it was a mess. But anyway, that was
So
what
now that
happened.
Sir X-Men
until-
bought it and downloaded it. I wonder what
I'm
he
sure
really
Sir X-Men did probably buy the catalog because there was more of those type of games like that. Now that was my first and
bought the
most
catalog.
likely, yeah. There's a bunch of them I didn't even know. So I was just like, oh yeah. So call me a freak if you want to, but I did play it for an abundance of 2 hours. So yes, I did.
An abundance. Y'all hear this?
I did. I got achievements and everything. I said, damn, I got caught. I said, all my friends on Steam gonna sit there and see this. Like, I'm too late now. Whatever. Oh man, but
Can you say the name of the game? Don't you want to promote it?
what was the name of the game? Hold on.
I think it was Lust
Something.
Come on,
Academy.
K-Mega, promote this game
Lust
that you love
Theory
for
or
2 hours.
Lust Theory, I think it was called.
Lust Theory.
Lust Theory, yes.
That sounds like an episode from Predator's OnlyFans. I'm just saying, it might be one of his shows.
It did.
You know?
It did, and that was pretty bonkers. That was the first time I ever played anything like that, and you know what? I don't know what to say. So I am not, but I'm kind of ashamed, but I'm not. So fuck it, I'm a grown man. Anyway, so let's get on to it. I didn't watch it by myself, so that's why I didn't play it by myself. So I had
like you had an audience, so
I had
you had an audience to one.
I had 1.5 because she did catch a little bit of it. She was like, "What the?" Oh my! So yeah.
I ain't catching nothing but the trailer. But I was over it.
Anyway, all right. So it was fun. All right, so let's get to it. The very first topic, man. Let's talk about Need for Speed right fast. Okay, so Need for Speed is coming out here this year. It's going to be a current gen title, and they're going to do something completely different with this game. So they're going to tie in some old stuff from back in the days, from some of our favorite Need for Speed games. Most Wanted. That was the game. That I loved Most Wanted, right? So it kind of from what we've seen, it looks like it's going to be in a fictional city, but the city is not fictional. It's going to be in Chicago, but it's going to say what was the name of the city, Bot?
Was it Lakeshore City?
Lakeshore City, right? But it's going to be scanned from Chicago. So it's going to me from what I've been reading and how other people have been talking about it, it's going to have that Most Wanted feel. But the twist is that they're going to add anime to it. And so it's going to have some of the best card graphics, and the city and everything is going to be real realistic graphics. But I think maybe the character and the effects, some of the, like you can see from the back of the car engine, normally you would see those sparks, but it's in anime, and then a lot of other things is going to have anime involved into it. So I picked up a alpha build, and I kind of want to show it, but then I don't know if I should or not. But it's pretty interesting because you can tell right off the bat this was in pre-alpha, and the car looked absolutely amazing. But everything else is not fully developed. But the character itself, it seems like it wasn't an anime. But everything else around the car, like the wind and all of that, it's got the anime vibe to it. So I don't know how this will take, but I feel if they get it right, this might be a really cool kind of twist to Twisted Metal. So let me first go to our guest. Let's go to XBot and get his thoughts about this. Now, what do you think, Bot? Now, you've seen the trailer. What do you feel? Is it something that you think that you would be interested in? And how do you think that they will try to blend in this anime style with real style, photorealism into these effects? Like, you think that this could be a perfect marriage together to put in a game, and especially a racer?
Well. First off, I'm going to ask: Are you going to show it or no?
I think I'm going to show it right now. I'm going to show it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to pull the trigger.
So,
okay.
All right, yeah, because that's going to mean a lot in terms of people watching and kind of like getting their opinions and maybe being able to understand more what I'm about to say. First off, using the term anime in this, to me it just looks like cartoony effects. Like I think they're using the word anime because let's be real, in today's day and age, anime is a huge thing. It's been growing and growing year after year into an absolutely kind of like huge media. And I feel like they're using the term anime to attract people to it. But it at the end, it's like cartoony kind of like looking effects over realistic cars. And supposedly, like K Mega said, photorealistic environment.
I'm showing it right now.
All right, cool. There's a delay on YouTube, so I'm not seeing it exactly as everybody else is seeing it or hearing my voice
is
or whatnot.
pre-alpha. This was last year. This is not.
Yeah.
This is not anything, but you can tell right now just by looking at the car. But you can see the back of the exhaust. It's anime, and then look, you see the puff of smoke. And okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, and what you're gonna see on here, hopefully you guys will see what I'm talking about. It's a cool idea. Don't get me wrong. When you're looking at all the effects that are going on, the wind that's going off on the sides of the car when they take off, not like the wind tunnel for drafting, but there's like these white lines going off to the sides, the complete sides of the screen. I feel like this might be a little too much in terms of those effects. If they tone it down with having an ultra realistic kind of like, you know, cityscape and car and have like kind of like, you know, I don't know, maybe a smaller presence on the whole cartoony aspects. Those white lines going off the sides of the car, I don't necessarily like that per se. But I mean, it's a cool idea, and if they do it right, I mean, it could really be a cool thing. But one of the things I was telling K Mega before we went live, the Need for Speed community has been absolutely screaming for them to do something kind of like more similar to Most Wanted, which is one of their most popular Need for Speeds. Mm-hmm. And it seems like the community is out there screaming that they want this, they want this, they want this. And they kind of go off in a completely different direction. And it's like, here, well, we got this for you. And I'm not saying that, you know, they couldn't make this work. But I think it's really funny how the devs, they're just kind of not hearing exactly what the community is asking for. I like the idea. I just think that the what we're seeing right now, and again, with it being such early footage, we have to see what it looks like when, you know, all the trees and the grass and everything are all kind of like fully detailed. The city's fully detailed, and to see how that mixture really contrasts between that cartoony kind of like effects and the realistic looking city and cars. But for now, I think that those effects are a little too much. And it's more jarring than it is, oh my goodness, that's awesome. In my opinion, though. That's just my opinion, bro.
Yeah, no, and I think this is what they're going to try to achieve. This is what everybody's been kind of saying in the background. Like, this is probably what they're going to try to do, is do it like this, except with this, okay, you can see the car physics is a real car, but it's an anime, but instead of having an anime background, you're going to have real... you know, a real city environment.
I like the look of this commercial. If they had decided that they were going to go in this direction, even the car has like kind of like you know, drawn in elements to it, even though it's a realistic looking vehicle.
Yeah.
And then the world itself looks like it's busting out of an anime right there, right? Because this is a commercial based off of an anime, but it's you know, it's a commercial for the Toyota car. I forgot which one that was, but I like that style. If they decided to go this way completely, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, no,
I'm a little skeptical about their blending of the two. You see what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, I'm not saying, hey, this is going to be garbage. There's so many people out there that would just automatically be like, yo, this is going to be absolutely great and hands down winner. And then there are people like, oh, this is going to be an absolute shit show. I need to see more of it because it's only pre-alpha. But from what I saw from the effects, they're a little too heavy-handed on the effects to push it. In my opinion, at least right now, anyway, man.
Yeah, no, I can totally agree with that. I can understand that. All right, what about you, Robs? You got a chance to see it. What was your initial thoughts on just seeing the alpha and then also seeing what some people are saying that they're going to try to do when the game is what they're going to try to achieve when the game is complete? Do you think that it'll be anything close to that commercial, or do you think that this might be a disaster in the making?
I don't. There's a recent video on YouTube by Game Riot that has more of a recent video. It's like 14 It was like posted 14
Oh, I'm going
hours
to it
ago.
right now. Then
Okay,
hold on.
game
Yeah,
riot.
and
Okay.
yeah, they think they have like they show like a character, but I think it's mainly like the style. I don't think it's like a full on anime. But it's more like that stylish Japanese, the Japanese style. That's what they're going for. I don't think they're going for like full blown on anime on the like an anime or anything.
Okay.
That's what it looks to me. But like it looks great to me. The cars look amazing. The character that they have driving looks kind of rough, but you said it's an alpha, so they fix that. But yeah, it looks amazing.
Those two cars are in the game right there. That looks real.
Well, hold on. Is it called Need for Speed No Limits?
Need for Speed 2022 location confirmed and anime visuals
by
Game Riot.
Okay, I'm looking. Okay, because I picked the wrong video. Okay, all right.
Those two cars, like that, those cars in that backdrop look absolutely real. And then they bring over.
That's why it's only current gen. I'm gonna hit it right now.
Holy crap!
Yeah, no, they showed that at that presentation back in 2020, I believe, and then that's when we found out that we had to wait, until later to get Battlefield. So yeah, when they showed that, I was like, whoa! And then I was like, I know that this has got to be really the current gen mode. Hold on, let me go ahead and get to it. Man, I ain't hit these many buttons ever. I don't think. Let me sit there and try to hit this right. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. So that people see it. Okay. So shout out to Game Riot. I'm glad that there was some more stuff that we could see. Perfect. But yeah, but look at that. Like, I mean, that looks absolutely amazing. It makes me even more excited for Forza Motorsport, of course. And that's also, and I want to kind of touch on that too at the end of this point. So very briefly, because we'll be talking about motorsport later on down the line. But this just looks great. So D, what is your thoughts about this? I know that you're not into races like that either, but I mean, is this something that you think that you could maybe give a try, especially if it drops on Game Pass or something like that, or what do you think about the whole anime realistic car vibe with the realistic city? Do you think that'll work?
What you mean? I'm not much into racers. She
heavy at the Forza.
Oh, that's right. I'm tripping.
We gotta play Forza sometime then.
You know what?
I gotta play that daily.
I am mistaken. That's right, because when I was jumped back on Forza, and she has a record that I gotta beat. I already beat a couple of your records by it. I'll sit there, but I gotta beat. She got a record that I gotta beat.
Yeah, you definitely didn't beat my time played though. That's for damn sure.
Damn right. Bob got me.
Wait a minute now. Listen, I went crazy. I went crazy.
Playing with him.
I went crazy. I went crazy there in that first couple of weeks. I went bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. But I'm sorry.
I'm going to check right now. So,
okay. He got the receipts.
Go look at the receipts. Go look at the receipts. Oh, you'll see. I got a lot of hours, and I haven't played. I didn't play Forza when the Halo.
I ain't checking you. I'm just checking to see how much I got, man.
Okay. I was like, you can check mine. You can see it.
I already know I beat you, bro.
How many hours you got of Forza?
Let's see. Not too much. Only 8 days, 10 hours, and 42 minutes in game.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think you got me. I think you got me.
Only 8 days. Only 8 days. That's in game. That's not 8 days.
I'm gonna turn on this box and I'm gonna be doing some looking here in a second. But anyway,
hold on. Let me compare with friends real quick. Hold on. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. Compare to me. Yeah. See how many you got there.
I'll do it right now.
I got some time in it. I know I got some time in it. Let me hit this button to let people see the full screen. Sorry about that, people. And let me start this.
That's all right.
Yeah, what do you think?
I didn't know about this until literally like a couple of hours ago because, it's hard to keep up with. Things are happening so quickly all the time. Right. But looking at what I'm looking at now, it's cute looking, but it's funny because you're like, it's going to be like old Need for Speed. And you said Most Wanted, and I was like, which Need for Speed when was that one? Because when I first started playing and I got my first PlayStation, I was playing Need for Speed 3, High Stakes, and Porsche Unleashed. So when I think about
that's
Need
going
for
back.
Speed, yeah, that's what
That's
I
going
think
back.
of. Those are the first games I played. Like, that was my introduction to like actual gaming was Need for Speed, those 3 titles, and Gran Turismo. Those are the first games I got when I got my PlayStation 1.
Most Wanted was a launch title on the 360.
Was
It
it?
was, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get my 360 until 2008. So by the time I got it, there were so many titles that had been out. So launch ones, I'm not aware of like what the launch ones are. I mean, with that being the case, one thing that comes to mind, and it's whatever, is that it's like anime has been around for years, years, decades.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like not just Need for Speed, but even like other companies. It's like I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's like there was a stigma at some point, oh, they're an anime nerd, blah blah blah, But now all of a sudden, anime, at least to me, in my objective opinion, is becoming more a part of the pop culture in the
Oh, it
West,
is.
which is cool. Like it's about time that big ass medium is being recognized. But then at the same time, it's just like now y'all gonna do an anime style because it's what's cool. You know what I mean? That's just me being objective. But from the outside looking in, um, from what I've heard with my friends and how they've been treated like an anime and things of that nature. So that's my one side eye. It's just like, why now? Because Need for Speed's been out over 25 years and anime's been out more than that. So it's I'm just the wheels, just questions, rhetorical questions.
I think I
But
got an answer for you if you want to hear it.
I would like to hear your answer.
It's because it's becoming popular in the West now. Like before, it was kind of like it was a thing that it was kind of almost it was visioned as
It
kind of
was
like
very
segmented
niche.
to a certain group. Yeah, and now it's become so mainstream. Even if you look at the movies, Jujutsu Kaisen, the Demon Slayer movie, and how much money that's raking in popularity and such. Like it's becoming, like you said, it's ingrained as a part of the pop culture now. You look at what people are watching. They're watching the Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. They're watching all these different animes. People are going back and checking out Bleach, stuff like that. Like before, it was just Dragon Ball was the only acceptable one, and anything after that, you're a dork. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's the way it was kind of interpreted. But now it's like everything is on the table, and they're going to try to cash in on that. That's pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's also how I felt when, good Lord, what was it? Payback?
Yeah,
2017, 2018-ish. Remember 2017, 2018-ish, the big like hot topic was loot boxes and all that. And I forget, don't give me the line. It's one of them. It's either the reboot, quote unquote. I don't think it's Heat or Payback. One of them, they had like cards. So if you wanted a certain engine update for your system, you had to have a card. And it was just like loot boxes were the thing at that time. And it was just like, all right, everybody else is doing it. Let's add it in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just looking at them like, it just feels like whenever there's a hot topic or a trend in the last couple of years, it's been like Need for Speed now has that. The fact that there was a storyline, that shocked me the first time I heard it. But then again, keeping in mind, I haven't played Need for Speed heavily since maybe 2003. I want to say 2003 because I think Gran Turismo 3 came out around that time. And then by 2005, I was playing Gran Turismo 4. But I mean, things change, genres change and evolve. If it is something that comes out and the homies are like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good, it's true to form, it's adore," whatever it is, I'll definitely check it out on, my friend's recommendation, because to me and for me, that's a better litmus test of a game than reviews. So I'll definitely check it out if, the homies, the girlies are saying, "Yo, you need to check this out, it's lit." But besides that, I'm not like looking forward to it or anything. But that's a lot of games. Just because I'm not looking forward to it doesn't mean I have no interest whatsoever. I'll still, keep my eyes peeled if it's decent. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Gingy, I gotta say, you made a great point when it comes to Need for Speed. Now, I'm a racing fan, and I there's certain Need for Speeds I absolutely love, and what I see is something that you pointed out. Every iteration, it seems like Need for Speed is trying to find itself again and coming up with something new. Instead of going back and checking out like what it was that made them popular and how to move forward with that, they're trying to grab on the latest trends and they're trying anything that they can grasp onto and try to throw it into their game is what they're trying to do. Where when it came to Need for Speed Heat, this was the most confusing thing. Need for Speed Heat was the most Need for Speed that franchise has been in a long time.
Yeah.
All right. And then with that, what did they decide to do? Not support it and trash the developer. That's exactly what they did. Decided they threw the developers to the side. They put new developers in for this one that they I think it was Criterion is on this one.
Yeah.
Where Ghost finally got it on Need for Speed Heat. Ghost finally got it, and they had a really good formula there, and then they're completely changing it again.
But they also bought the people who made Dirt 5. I can't think of their name right now, but they purchased them not too long ago afterwards, so that could explain.
But you see what I'm saying, though? They finally get the formula down. The Need for Speed community is finally like, oh my goodness, this is Need for Speed again when it comes to Heat. And they're like, you know what? We're switching everything up, even the developers on this next one. It's like, yo, come on, guys, calm down. You had something starting there, and then you stopped supporting it, and you're giving the franchise to a different developer.
Is this by EA?
Yeah. This is EA.
Say no more.
EA is a publisher. Yeah.
So that's the publisher. But the studio, but they bought Codemasters. That's the name of the studio. And so therefore, I mean, who do you trust more, Codemasters, or do you trust? Even though I know Criterion is doing a lot of racers through their history, but of course, they've been trying to find their identity with Need for Speed, and then of course they finally got it. But I think if their forces combine together, this might. And I don't know if and I'm pretty sure Codemasters probably did some kind of at least overseeing it to a degree, or if not, then
you don't know that
working on it. Yeah, no, we don't know yet, but.
Yeah, don't like you throw that out there. You got to make sure you let people know.
Well, I mean, the purchase has been over a year. The purchase has been over a year, so I mean, it's so I'm sure that at least there's some consulting going on. So I don't know, but I did look. I really did like the last Need for Speed. I really did. I thought it was
so
going
good.
in the right. It was really good. I need to go back and I need to finish the story because I was.
Is Heat the last one? The most recent?
Yeah,
I did. I beat it.
Yeah, Heat's good. Heat's really good. I was getting.
Oh, I thought she asked if you beat it. Like,
oh no! I didn't. No, I thought she said it was.
No, I was saying Heat is the most recent one.
Yeah, that's the most recent one.
Yeah, so,
Heat. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Payback.
Was that 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
Something like that.
Yeah. Payback. It got better once they started adding the DLC, but that game was so awful at the beginning that just thinking about trying to download that game again and playing it just leave a bad taste in my mouth. So but I do need to go back and check it again because I did see the improvements, but it just graphically it just wasn't hitting, and I was like, man, this is I don't know. So they missed the mark. If they go back to the Most Wanted days, because I see what Sir X-Men said in the chat, if they go ahead and I need a Underground 2. He kind of brought that underground type of vibe to it. But if you go back to the most wanted, and they're also going to be implementing those, the online friends things that they added on to most wanted and stuff like that. So I think if they do that, I think that this game could be going in the right direction. I don't know, but it's
I
very
have a quick
interesting.
question.
Yeah,
Bro,
sure.
it was
I'm
already
sorry.
going in the right direction, bro. And then they switched up developers and everything, man. It makes
Well, it
makes no
doesn't.
sense in my
Well, I
opinion.
mean, I get it, but I mean, they got Codemasters. Codemasters, man, look, Dirt was
Just
not a
because they're
bad
good at
game.
racing games doesn't mean that they're good at every style of racing game. Let's be real about that. Like, and when it came down to it, what I'm saying is Ghost finally showed that they understood the nature of Need for Speed. And when they got Criterion working on this next Need for Speed. It's not Codemasters.
Yeah, but I'm pretty
Okay?
sure that Codemasters is going to help them
But you don't
on
know
certain
that
aspects.
though. Like you're
But
living on that
but
tree
you don't
branch,
know
but
if
you
it's
have
going
no
if they're
sign
not
of the
either.
tree.
I
Oh
mean,
boy.
we're both kind of speculating on it. So I mean, but I'm but you would think. I mean, it's no different than what we say about with Xbox, with like let's say with Halo. Like when we talk about Halo here in a little bit, the coalition is helping, and then we see about Creative Assembly is going to be helping. So I mean, it's not. So I don't think that everybody's just certain studios just close themselves off and don't work with one another, especially if they're working on the same type of genre.
All I'm gonna say on that is Xbox Game Studios is a different publisher than EA is. All right, let's when it comes down to that, man, you're trying to talk about common sense and EA as a publisher in the same sentence is what you're trying to do, man. I don't have trust in them for that.
EA
No
gave
way.
me Anthem, and I want them to bring it back. Okay,
And they're not going to, man. They're not going to.
They will.
Yeah.
They will. They will. Anyway, all right. Let's move on. In my time into Forza is 4 days, 18 hours,
Yeah, I
6
know.
minutes.
I got double. I got almost double your time, bro.
Yeah,
You-
but you got
4 days, 18
okay.
hours. I got 8 days, 10 hours.
But
and
just
42 minutes.
but just think about this. I stopped playing Forza once the story mode of Halo dropped. I stopped completely and didn't go back to Forza until after I beat Elden Ring, which was just about 2 weeks ago.
All right. Well, if I
So
gotta
come
think
on
about
now.
that, you gotta think about
Yeah.
this. You gotta think about
Lord.
this.
Yeah.
Witch Queen
my.
came out. Witch Queen came out for Destiny 2,
Yeah.
and I had a whole bunch of
Witch
content that I
Queen
had
was
to
like
play.
what, about 10
Anybody who played-
hours? 10
No,
hours max?
You don't know about Endgame, exotic missions, the
Yeah.
raid, which I beat 7 times
10
already.
10
Like-
so what, 12 hours, 15?
Lord.
You talking about the story? We talking about in-game stuff.
Yeah, Endgame
Like he
stuff
said,
keeps
the
going,
raid
bro. They have
and
weapons.
Pinnacles.
But
shit.
you was still
They have
playing
weapons
Forza.
Banner,
But
crafting
you
now.
was
Crucible,
playing
shit.
Forza in
Gotta
between
grind your
that
weapon to
time.
craft it.
You was playing Forza in
Like
between that time.
you don't know about the D2, bro.
I
You don't
don't.
know about that.
I
You don't know
I
about that.
I don't. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, let's move.
Talking shit.
Let's move on. Okay, so like I said, I know that we ain't gonna hit every topic tonight, but I definitely got to talk about this to kind of slide this one in. And that is something that I heard earlier this week, and that was with David Jaffe. He brought up something that was pretty interesting, and listen, today I seen something with David Jaffe. I guess had an interview with King Thrash or whatever about his numbers, and then David was
That man.
just as David
Hold
was
on, he
looking
did an
just-
interview with Thrash.
Yes, and he looked just as
Why?
confused. Well, because about the numbers thing, because David Jaffe wasn't understanding about the numbers situation that he's been talking about, and it just didn't make any sense. But regardless, that's for another day, right? I was talking about that last week. But David Jaffe had the same type of look that I did when he was trying to explain the numbers. Like, what? Okay, anyway, that funny math. But this is something. Okay, but David Jaffe asked a question, and it was pretty interesting because he was saying, okay, this was supposed to be PlayStation's year, and it still could be because I mean they're still Forsaken. I don't think God of War is going to come out, but if God of War comes out, I don't see that being a fail. I just don't. But for so far, you got Gran Turismo, and then you got Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, last that we just seen today that they're over here promoting the PlayStation Pro version of that, so which is telling me, please buy this game. So, David Jaffe asked this question. It's like, look, man, these sales numbers aren't meeting expectations. So is it now that the gaming community on PlayStation is starting to look at these games as being stale? I think it was a pretty honest, fair question. Of course, I didn't read the comments or anything, but I thought, but I could just imagine. But I think it's a legitimate question because remember when everybody was calling Xbox the bro shooter, and during the Xbox One generation, they were saying the only thing Xbox really has is just shooters. They don't have anything of anything else to hang their hat on. So is it gotten to the point to where PlayStation gamers are starting to really get fatigued on these certain type of games? So I'm going to go straight to you on this one, D, and get your thoughts about it. Now, I don't know. I personally think that I think it's the $70 price tag for me personally. Is that what's probably holding some people back? Is the chip issue as well. But these games are also on PlayStation 4. So and if these games aren't hitting their expectations, could David Jaffe be on to something?
I don't know if it's was the term you used? They're exhausted or whatever it is. I think, like most things in the last 2 years, I feel like it is indeed multifaceted. I don't think it's the price tag because, I mean, there are going to be people where $70, is a lot, but there are other people that are going to be like, yo, it's $70. I'm going to pay it, or it's $70 and I'm going to do what I'm going to do and trade in this other shit that I don't need and bring the price down. People will do what they need to. As we've seen through the multiple recessions of my lifetime. People will do what they have to do. I think it is a combination. Now, as far as I know, you kind of just blended in this topic with the trailer on the PS4 Pro, and it was really quiet. But they did the same thing for Miles Morales. Miles Morales' trailers dropped 4 or 5 months ago. One for PS4 and one for PS5. So they still were doing the marketing even after the game came out. So that doesn't surprise me. What I got from the Horizon Forbidden West trailer being released on PS4 Pro was to showcase that the game still looks good without the PS5 being needed. What I'm also seeing is gamers like I want the best experience for this game, and that experience is on PS5, but I don't have it yet. So I'm not going to buy this game for PS4 now. I'd rather wait and get it on PS5 and just buy it one time. So I've seen that with a couple people and a couple of posts. Also, like I said before, and what you just reiterated, a lot of the first party titles for PlayStation are not multiplayer, which nothing is wrong with that. It's going to find its audience, and they do because they're very popular amongst their target audience. And I'm seeing advertisements everywhere, so they're doing their thing. Uncharted, Horizon, God of War, of course, but um, once you buy the game, you're gonna keep taking your pictures and such. And you can replay it, which is all well and good. But as far as the game itself, the experience is the campaign. And that's where it kind of stops. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. They make good games. That's just their bread and butter. And it has been for the last couple of years. As far as, PlayStation folks being exhausted of it or not wanting to pay the $70. I think the $70, while people are still willing to pay it in some regard, I think that might be a hindrance, especially with some games that have come out on PS4 later getting a director's or definitive edition and it not carrying. And I think people are now on pause, like, let me not have to buy this game twice. Because I'll be pissed if I bought a game, special edition, whatever the hell, and I'm, halfway through, I'm exploring, doing all that, and 6, 7 months down the line, it's like, yeah, here's the definitive with all the DLC repackaged for the PS5, and none of your shit's gonna transfer over. Like I'm gonna play it safe and not try to um, preemptively buy it. Also, with what's happening with the PS4 being produced, they kind of have to show like, hey, the PS4 still has value, even though they're showing the Pro. Um, because we're trying to make these games look as great as possible, but of course they'll play best on your PS5. So they're kind of in an interesting position because they have the new system, but they can't, put everything on it because it's so freaking hard to get. So they're producing the previous gen system, but most people either already have it or they don't want to play the newer games on that system, but they have to showcase like, hey, still a good game. Even on the previous gen system, it's a rough period. It's weird because I feel like this hasn't happened previously with other generational transitions. Um, Especially with the chip shortage, the system shortage. Especially we're going into year 2. This is about to be the third holiday season where it's rare to just walk in the store and just find the system you want. So I feel like PlayStation's having to navigate um, new waters with that because before they were able just to put their shit out, people get it, and that's it. But now they have to kind of go in overdrive on how to strategize, getting their product out, making sure it's getting in people's hands and not, just sitting somewhere. And figuring all that out and still looking toward the future of what has been promised and what's supposed to be coming. So I don't think it's necessarily PlayStation gamers that are just like, oh, this shit's some bullshit. I'm not doing it. I hate to repeat myself, but it's multifaceted. There are so many things at play, no pun intended, of what's going on. And I feel like 2 years into this, it's starting to show more and more, which nothing's wrong with that. My bad, it's my Alexa. I don't think people are exhausted. I think this is just uncharted territory, and everybody, every gamer, every news outlet, everybody's trying to navigate. Um, it's just seemingly PlayStation's having to make different moves than they had to before, and that's showing in what we're now seeing with them. That's just me.
I think
I
that's
could
a
be
great
wrong.
point. Well, I mean, but you made a lot of valid points. I mean, you could, but I don't know. I think that what you said were pretty solid. So I don't know. What about you, Robs? Do you feel the same way, basically, what D is saying, or do you have a different thought process of why um, it may come off to appear that maybe there's some type of fatigue with some of these PlayStation exclusives?
I wouldn't say fatigue with the exclusives in general. I think I do agree with D, but I think there's a fatigue with gaming in general because like there's so much coming out, and like yes, PlayStation does have that style that they focus on single player games,
Mhm.
but you got to look at it. The most popular games right now, single player, like like Elden Ring is like it's been popping for the past like month or two,
Too much, yeah.
and that's a single player game, and like I think it's oversaturated in general. It with the price point, with it being $70. I'm sorry, I wish it was games
I
was
wish it
$7.
was
But
$7.
$7,
Like,
shit,
man, like I wouldn't even complain.
like
Like I be celebrating there. $7, PlayStation's killing it.
shit.
Woo.
But like people was complaining
killing
about
it.
the $60 price point
Hey, Fox,
for
what the hell
the
you doing?
past. But people was complaining about the $60 price point
Years.
for years, for decades
Years.
actually,
Mhm.
because like it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen that these games would go up. Like granted, Game Pass has some of those day ones, but not all their games are day one. Like you still got to pay that $70 price point for a game for a game that you want if you especially want it right there. And also, like, we are still in the pandemic and people are still money not right. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always been like that. Like, you got to pick and choose what games you want, what games you want to buy. You don't have to buy everything right then and there. You don't have to buy the new hotness. You have like, it's like I'm a parent, like, in my son games. If you like, I'm not gonna sit up there and buy the latest and greatest for him, and he gonna have to pick and choose. Do you want this sports game? Do you want this or do you want Call of Duty, or do you want this or want that? And like, it's gonna be like a pick and choose, and that's even with adults. If you adult gamers, like, man, I don't want to sit up here and spend all this money on this game. I'm going to spend on, if it's something that I like, I'm going to spend on what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this year was the most I ever spent on games, because, like, it was games I wanted. I wanted that Kirby game. I wanted that that Pokemon game, and so on and so forth. But I'm like, I'll look at a certain game and I'm like, oh, I'll wait. I could see that coming on Game Pass. Oh, I could see that coming on PlayStation Plus. Oh, I could drop like Ubisoft, for instance. Oh, that game be like $20 in a month. Like, I'm not gonna sit up there and spend on get Valhalla, get Assassin's Creed now, and that game would be like $20 in a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it depends on what you like and what you want. And, like, even though it's a PlayStation game, those games will drop, unlike Nintendo. Like, you gotta catch.
Right,
you
there's
gotta,
this Nintendo game right here, $54 for this old ass. But anyway, it's pretty damn
Nintendo
dope,
like, give me that money, no
Give me
discount,
that
no
cash.
discount.
And I'll tell
you gotta catch a Nintendo game when it's on sale.
I tried to do it on eBay and I lost the bid, man. Right the last second, man. I wasn't even paying attention.
What game you trying to
I was trying to get Mario Odyssey and Fire Emblem Three Houses, because I'm like, once I get those, I'm complete. I don't
Three
need
Houses.
anything else.
Three Houses is $40 right now.
But I was going to get it for $31, and so I was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
And then,
but like I said in the chat, you could wait till like Black Friday and get that, because because GameStop normally has it for like $26, $27, and you could get it during that, or you like Black Friday. Those games would be about, like I said, those games would be about $25 to $40 around Black Friday. But like right now, like you got to catch them on sale. If you catch like a good ass sale, you got to get it right then and there. That's why I retweet and I posted in chat. If y'all want these games.
All right.
But yeah, like, yeah, that's it for me. But I don't think anyone is fatigued, because everybody got like some form of single player game, especially if you like an RPG head, or if you a platformer. Like, it is what it is. There's hell, even certain battle royales you can play by yourself. So free to play games you can play by yourself. Like, everything don't have to be co-op, or everything don't have to be co-op or multiplayer.
Okay. All right, great point. All right, what about you, Bot? Now, you gotta excuse my gameplay, because, all right, so
No, I don't.
It's great. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to, but it still takes me some time to try to get used to the switches of the buttons, because A is usually all the action stuff, and then like B is not. And so I'm so used to on Xbox and PlayStation, X and an A button. They're like the action buttons, and so I was trying to get it together. There was a couple of things I was.
What, you playing on the Switch or something?
Yeah, I was recording my gameplay from playing on the Switch. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm not watching. So it's confusing too.
I'm playing Astral Train. So Chain. It's a cool ass game so far. I really do.
Yeah,
like
I have that.
So,
it's fun. It's like the creators of Bayonetta.
Yeah, like it's like this is a platinum game, and I'm like, I dig it, but Babylon. Anyway, so.
Oh no.
So anyway, all right. So Bot, what's your thoughts about this, man?
Well, when you look at it, and when you look at it in the gaming industry, certain genres of games, there's a rotation in terms of popularity. All right. At some point in time, that third person action adventure game becomes like the most popular one. And then, first person shooters kind of take over. And there's like a rotation in terms of what is the most popular at the time. When it comes to these games on PlayStation, these are basically the only type of games that they've really had to offer that have been successful on their platform. You look at, they've had Gran Turismo, and we all saw what happened with GT7, right? That was a venture away from that third person action adventure. They had Destruction All Stars. We all saw what happened with that. Even a game like Returnal, which isn't necessarily an action adventure game, it's still that third person, kind of like perspective when it comes to that game. And what I think is going on here, and I think Sony sees this, by the way, which is why they're setting up for the future. They realize that they could be tiring out their fan base, not the extremists, not the Sony extremists out there who all they talk about is like the Horizons and the Last of Us and Uncharted, and that's they're completely happy with that no matter what any decision that Sony and PlayStation make on making those. It's all great, but the other gamers out there, the ones that make up the majority of the people who have PlayStations, there could definitely be some fatigue going on over there. And Sony sees this, which is why they have come out and announced that they're going to have 10 games as a service by 2026. You see what I'm saying? So they put out there that they see this. They see that when it comes down to it, popularity. There's a huge popularity in multiplayer games, in games that are supported over time, which are given content, given updates, and stuff like that. And they definitely want to get in on that money as well. They want to get in on selling cosmetics and stuff because it is such a lucrative and popular part of the gaming industry right now that they are definitely going in on that. But leading up to it, I mean, their backbone has been these games, and they're the only ones that have really been successful. So I can see what Jaffe is saying. Like, dude, when are you giving us something else? And when it comes to Horizon Forbidden West, when it comes to that game got completely shut down by Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring just...
It really did. Like, it came out and, who would have thought? Who would have thought that this would quite possibly be the most popular quote unquote Souls game? But this was deemed as the Souls game to get into if you've never gotten into a Souls game. And that caught on with a lot of gamers. I have the game. Somebody hooked me up and gave me the game as well. And I'm gonna be getting into it hardcore over my vacation. But I've never been in a Souls game or anything. Like I've never stepped in that, put my toe in that pool. But that's what this game, that's what Elden Ring has done, and it completely drowned out Horizon. So when you look at them, with the PS4 Pro commercial and such, they are making more PS4s. They unfortunately they haven't gotten over any type of hump when it comes to the chip shortage with the PS5. They are dropping exclusives this year, and they decided they're going to make 1 million more PS4s. And if I'm a PlayStation owner, I'd be a little bit concerned about that. The reason being is they decided to make more PS4s to get people in on launch days for these first-party games that are coming out this year or that have come out this year. What's that mean about next year? You see what I'm saying? Like they're unleashing all of their first party this year. They possibly Spider-Man next year, but they do have slated that God of War is supposed to be this year, and it's like, well, then what's coming out next year for them? I am happy that they do see that they need to be more diverse when it comes to their exclusives in their lineup. So by 2026, they're going to have 10 games as a service. We got to see what those are. But it's a popularity thing. And then when it comes to PlayStation, they've hammered them home. And Mega, you and me have talked about this for years now. And of course, the extremists out there was like, "Oh no, you're full of it. No, these are quality. This is nothing but quality right here." I'm like, dude, it's the same blueprint with it's the same present with a different wrapping paper on it. Basically, is what they were giving with these different games. And again, the extremists won't say this out there on social media or whatnot, but the PlayStation fans out there, they could be like, you know what? You've hammered these home year after year after year. I picked them up. Yeah, they were great. They were great. But what else do you have? Where is my SOCOM? Where is my these other genres that you can create? These other IPs that you have in your safe that you keep locked, tucked away, and you're not using them. Come on, guys! Bring something else to the table. I think that the community is finally, they're speaking with their wallets a little bit more on that. It's like, yeah, no, these were great, but I've done this already. What else do you have? I think that's what's going on, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, personally, I think everybody's made a really good, valid point. I really do, because I agree with everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's like a major fatigue, because single player games are really popular. But the real fact is that online games are a lot more popular. Just ask anybody. Just see the reason why PlayStation is making the moves that they're making. But I think overall,
hold on, Mega.
You
talk about popularity. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. You talk about popularity. You look at the list of the most played games on the PS4 and on the PS5.
Right.
You know what you don't see? Unless it's a launch week or possibly a launch month within that. You see hardly any first-party studios. It's the Call of Duties, it's the Fortnites, and it's those games. It's the games with the multiplayer elements that are the most played on the platform. Now, I know people out there, they're diehard PlayStation fans. They hate the term one and done. But when you get that single-player experience, unless they have something in that end game plus, that where you finish the game and you come back with, and unless there's something really new in that story, you're not going to have the majority of people that are playing that game replay that story 4, 5, 6, 7 times to keep it as one of those most played games. So they sell really good in the beginning, and then they kind of drop off the map after a couple weeks.
Yeah, whereas then they drop the price of those games, and then they sell again because they're affordable.
But if you have that multiplayer element, and that's one thing when I talk about Xbox, I feel like a true Xbox game has single player, has co-op, has multiplayer. I feel that is a complete Xbox game package. It's what I have gone through on my experience with Xbox throughout the generations. The OG Xbox, the 360, and Xbox One, and now the series. To me, that's a full game. They recognize that you can have that great story, but you want something in terms of replay value to keep it going further. And I think PlayStation needs to focus more on that. You can make these awesome action adventure games, man, but put a little more time and effort into the multiplayer as well. Promote that when you have that in the game, and kind of get people into being a part of that game for longer than beating the campaign 2 or 3 times.
Right. No, I totally agree. See, that was going to be my point to close it out, was to basically say, I think what hurts everything overall is the remasters, now the director's cuts, and then there's no extra DLC or expansion packs to go along with these remasters and director's cuts. Now, Ghost of Tsushima did add something, which was smart, and then I know that Death Stranding added something which was smart as well, but everything else they haven't. And so it to me, that's what I think, because we're already hearing that there's going to be a remaster of the first what's the popular game,
Last of
Last
Us.
of Us.
Last of Us.
You're doing it again, people.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, how many times are you
The
going to play that?
remastered.
Right, like
Yeah.
how many times? Like, it was smart with the PlayStation 4 because there was a lot of Xbox gamers that switched over to the PlayStation and didn't get a chance to play the game. So I get that, but the place, you know what I'm saying? But you got 120, close to 130 million people who bought a PlayStation 4. I'm sure if those people didn't buy that game then, they're not going to buy the game now when they get a PlayStation 5. So,
Yo, Mega, how
Especially
much?
if it was like free at one point. Like,
right.
why?
Like, I mean, if they didn't play it then they're not going to play it now just because you're going to pretty up the graphics and put it and then slap a $70 price tag on it.
Well, Mega, how much does that make you like appreciate what Xbox has done backwards compatibility and how even if they don't do upgrades, the system itself will at least get the game to perform better, to run smoother and stuff like that, and it's all at no extra charge. Like that.
I mean,
that right there.
Special delivery got destroyed. I mean, it got destroyed. Now everybody's understanding what special delivery was all about. So it's just being consumer friendly. I mean, Xbox has just figured it out. So I mean, in PlayStation, they hit people at the wrong time. Like, I mean, Xbox did it coming right after a recession, having all the success of the 360, and then people are just now trying to get it together. And then we're gonna hit you over here with a $500 box. It made me make decisions. Like, I'm like, bro, I gotta buy my kid a console, and I gotta buy me a console. Man, this PlayStation is looking real looking real appealing right now at $100 less. But if it wasn't for Killer Instinct, I would have got a PlayStation 4 first. So because that's what I was like, look, man, I'll give me an Xbox later on, but if it wasn't for Killer Instinct, I probably would have got a PlayStation first. So,
Sony going after that old money is what's going on.
Yeah,
here. Like,
so
it's the old
crazy
money for the old games, just kind of redone again and again remastered. Having The Last of Us 2 remastered twice. It came out one generation, remastered in the next, and then remastered again in the next. Like, I don't understand how people aren't bitching.
It's the GTA 5 effect.
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
Exactly.
And Skyrim. Let's not forget.
And Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim.
Yep. Skyrim hit people over the head. Like, I bought it. I bought Skyrim 3 times now. So, I mean,
man, that's crazy.
But every time I bought Skyrim, see, I never beat Skyrim, but I bought Skyrim when it was like $8, and then I bought Skyrim again when they had like the special edition, which was $15, $17, and then I bought this last one, which was like $25, I think. So I'm like, okay, but there ain't no more buying Skyrim again, and you know what I'm saying.
But
so
damn, Mega, now I can play Skyrim all I want through Game Pass, and I didn't spend any of that.
Is Skyrim on Game Pass? I think that's
yes.
Is it?
It's a Bethesda game, so yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
because
all of them are on there.
I would have swore I see something from Red Dragon saying that game was not on Game Pass.
Dude.
So I don't.
One thing you learn in this industry, you don't quote the Red Dragon.
I saw that
bro.
yesterday, and I was like, man, hold on, wait a minute, but I didn't check. I was just like, really? Something ain't right about that. But anyway, I see right there that would be perfect for my soundboard. Come on, Microsoft. I know I'm with the insiders.
He misses it, people. He misses the sound.
You gotta let me so I can get my stuff together. All right. So, Bunty, you said you hit me up. Bro, I didn't see you. Look, sometimes I might be in the middle of something.
Yo, I added Bunty on Xbox, man. We got to roll. We got to play something, bro.
Yeah. If you see me if you see me sitting in the if you see my account sitting on the store or just kind of idle, just sitting there, I'm not near my Xbox. If you see me on a game, then you hit me up. But if you don't ever see me on, if you just see the game just on, then it's just on. I'm usually away. I'm with the wife or whatever, or I'm doing something. I'm playing with Briggs or something. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying. But it's if I'm in the store, because usually I always do window shopping. I always check and see what games is coming, and then I'll go in there and I'll maybe look for about 30 minutes or so, and then I'll get up and move around. But if you see me on a game, then that's when you'll catch me. So I apologize if you didn't see me. But yeah, what's going on? Oh yeah, okay. So Dragonheart Yobi said Skyrim is in Game Pass. He said he just checked. All right, so what happened to Red Dragon anyway? All right, let's keep it moving,
Yeah.
man. I don't know, man. What happened to that brother? All
I
right,
don't know.
so
I think the Xbox like touched him in places that he needs to show on a teddy bear or something.
I think so. Yeah, show what they did to you.
Yeah, yo,
Wow.
for real.
Show what they did to you. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll talk about Scarlet Nexus here in a second, but I want to talk about this Kojima thing because it's because okay, so right, like I was looking and getting the information like yesterday, early in the day, and then of course Jeff Grubb was bringing out the information about that this Kojima thing seems to be, I don't know if he knew if it was legit or not, but he was like, Sony is going to get somebody bigger than that. So then Kojima comes out and then he drops this little picture of Death Stranding with all the rest of the PlayStation exclusives, and then it goes crazy. The internet goes crazy. And this is funny because we were talking about Kojima on Next Podcast last night.
Amazing what 24 hours can do, bro.
It's funny. It's funny what 24 hours can do. And so people start going wild and crazy. And I'm like, hold on, let me wait for a second. Because that's my thing. Like some people start making videos immediately and things like that. No. I'm going to wait for a minute. So then I believe an hour later, Kojima comes back and he says, look, Kojima Productions is independent, will stay independent. People there's a misunderstanding here. Well, instead of people leaving that alone and just waiting to see, oh, you know what? Kojima did this before. PlayStation did this before with another company. Remember when the other company said they weren't doing anything with PlayStation, then PlayStation picked them up? So it is definitely picking up Kojima Productions. I swear. All day today. I seen this. Like, okay. So I'm like, okay, so I see. So I guess you're telling me there's still a chance, I guess. I don't know. So whatever the case may be, it is what it is. So I just look at this, and when I was explaining to you about, Kojima and stuff when we seen him at E3 and all that, he's a person that likes attention. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you're the only developer I see at E3 walking with the entourage and bodyguards. Like, bro, like what's happening here? Like, I get it. You're a rock star in the gaming space, but I don't know. But I mean, maybe there would be a crazed PlayStation fan that would just go crazy. Because when I seen Remedy, I did geek out. But I wasn't going to go jump on the tall blonde and say, oh, I love you so much. I wasn't doing all that. I just was like, man, I love y'all stuff. Please give me a Quantum Break too. I geeked out for a minute, but I didn't lose my mind. You know what I'm saying? And when I talked to Ed Boon at E3, and we was talking about Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat and fighters and all that. Like, I geeked out then, but I didn't grab it and say, I love you, oh my God, please.
I just want a piece of your hair.
Please, just let me cut a piece of your hair, please. No,
wow.
I didn't geek out. You know what I'm saying? I geeked out because I was just grinning ear to ear, talking with this man, took a picture.
You talk fighting games with Boone. Like, think about that, bro.
Right.
But
I love talking to so talking to Ed Boon about fighting games was up there. Like, oh my God. The next tier for me is if I ever get a chance to meet Harada, the maker of Tekken. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do then. I probably might, I don't know. They might have to get security because I might sit there like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I might sit there and just like, throw them over my shoulder and say, hey bro, we're going to go over here and try to talk to Phil and them and see if you can go ahead and make a make an exclusive Tekken or something.
So you got to carry him to Phil Spencer.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, no. I would geek out too, but I mean, these are human beings and people like that don't need to be acting crazy like that. But just seeing that man with his entourage and stuff like that, it was wild to see. And like I said, Paul George was there, wrestlers was there. They didn't have, they may have had an entourage, but they didn't have like bodyguards and stuff like that. And they were around surrounded by all different types of people, but I don't know. So anyway, long story short, because I know I'm going along with it, but what do you think? So I'm going to go back to you on this one, Bot. Do you think that this could be a situation where the PlayStation fans that are saying that this is just all kind of like a plan or underneath thing, that this really is going to happen and Sony is going to acquire Kojima Productions, or is this going to be one of those situations where he's independent, like he said he is? Maybe he don't want to go back to that situation like he was in with Konami. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, when it comes down to it, we heard stories kind of like from behind closed doors when they were making Death Stranding that Kojima was being Kojima on that title, and Sony was just, they kept on having to go over there and be like, all right, so what's the update on this? What's going on and all that good stuff. I mean, if Sony wants to put themselves through that, by all means, go ahead and pursue them. Try to acquire them. Like this really doesn't matter to me. I'm one of those people. Kojima is just another developer to me. Mm-hmm. I haven't liked anything he's come out with recently. When it came to Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5, like mm-hmm. It was okay. The graphics were pretty cool in the like the open world scenario, but it really wasn't a game that I got into. Of course, Death Stranding I think is absolutely hilarious when it comes to like what that game was when it came out, to the point where you said it last night on Next that they had to put the pew pew in with the update.
They had to put them pew pew.
You know what I'm saying? But like he has never really impressed me. Like anytime I thought the story was going somewhere good, like I like weird stories, but his just really just went off in such a direction. I'm just like, whatever. So I don't know. And if Sony wants to put themselves through that, go ahead and pursue them. I know the rumor that's been going on for more is that Kojima is actually working on an Xbox game. And again, to me, that doesn't matter to me either. When it comes down to it, he's just never really he's never really impressed me to that point. And I know he's had a history in gaming, but yeah, when he first came out, certain Metal Gears where the final boss, he had to use the second controller. There was stuff where him thinking out of the box was actually really innovative. But you see what he's doing now, throwing piss grenades and walking across country, and that's a game, while balancing like crates on your back. It's just what he's been doing recently. I don't adhere to. It's not my thing, and I'm not sure when it comes down to it if there's any other community besides the diehard PlayStation community that would just automatically jump on his newest idea. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know. I mean, we got to see what he's doing now. But again, to me it's no big deal. It's really a no big deal type situation to me. I don't know how you guys feel.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, first I got to give a big shout out to Lady Infamous. Some lady love going on. She says, "We love you, Gingies."
Yeah, gang.
Okay, so she can call you Gingies, but I can't.
No, you were calling me something else. No, I'll let you be country, but that's not it, bro.
Yo, by the way, I just want to let everybody know that Dragonheart Yobi actually wants some of my hair. I told him it's in the mail. Like, he put it in there in the chat.
Bot don't have no hair. What are you talking about?
He wants some of my hair. Yeah, no, so, it's in the mail, brother. Especially for you,
hey,
bro.
Man, look, now it's getting weird. We got lady love going on here, and now we got hair talking. Okay, we're going left. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Anyway, no. Let's shout out to Lady Infamous. Really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Coming from the guy that played the porn game.
Hey, talking to the lady that was watching it with me while I was playing.
Watch it with you.
So watch it. Stop it now. Come on. Oh, snap. Yes. Okay. No, listen. I don't know. So I don't want to talk about that. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Anyway. Oh, man. All right. So, D, what do you think, man? This whole Kojima thing. Do you really actually think that this is kind of like pull the wool over the eyes, and Kojima is actually going to go to Sony, or is this like what Kojima said? Like this game is not. I mean, not a game, but this studio is independent. We supposed to be working with Xbox on a game, and we will happily be working with Sony with some other stuff. I don't know. What do you think?
Um, like I've previously stated, I feel like we really need to get to a normalization of not thinking everything we see is what's happening, because now people have egg on their faces for something that never took place. And if you look at that picture again, it looks like MLB The Show 22 is on there, which let me know that that was more of a depiction of games that were on PlayStation, not necessarily exclusivity, because MLB The Show, even though it has PlayStation Studios on there, it's not exclusive to PlayStation, if that makes sense. So I didn't see that and think, oh, he's joining PlayStation. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll join anybody, especially after what Konami put him through. I think he likes being independent. I would, but that's just me. Given what his visions for his art is, I don't think he would go underneath anybody. But that's just me. I don't really keep up with, whether he's gonna be doing anything on Xbox. There's a lot of rumors and speculation going on the internet. So a lot of times, unless it's officially from somebody, and I kind of started that with Rockstar, to be honest, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is happening, this, that, and the third is happening," and I'm like, until the official account says it, I'm not gonna believe it. So the fact that it was just Twitter people like, "Oh, Kojima's joining it," I was like, Kojima ain't say that. I don't see an announcement that says we're joining the fan. I didn't see anything like that, and as a result, I didn't put much weight into it. But we'll see what happens. I think he'll just kind of do his thing until further notice. I don't think he's going to be joining anybody.
Okay. All right. Great point. Great points. Posted in there, you know what I'm saying? Really do appreciate Lady Infamous giving us a super chat. You know what I'm saying? The super chat works. I do steal that from you, bot, and I do not care. I will do it
Let
again.
me hold $1.
Woo! Yes, you got it. You got it. You got it. Anyway, so you know what I'm saying? As long as you give me some of that plate that you got over there, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean that sounded pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So
delicious.
Man, I'm just trying to get back to cooking and shit. I haven't been cooking for a while, and my son been messing up. So
no, my son been messing up.
And I got a taste for greens, so
yeah. Oh, you know what? I haven't had no greens in a long time, but I'm sure that I'm gonna have some greens or something for
come the
Easter.
holiday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm just cooking them because I had a taste for them.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But then I seen some delicious succulent cupcakes, and I want to get one so bad, but I gotta wait till Sunday. So, but they look good, boy. Damn, they look good. I love a cupcake. Shout out to Sir X Man. He knows how I love cupcakes. Too bad I'm gonna have to stop eating them here.
Cupcakes are delicious
for a while. So while I'm on this.
Diabetes.
No, I ain't diabetic. You know what? I just thank God I checked. I went and did my physical day before yesterday and got my readings back. And I'm there. I'm close. My fat ass is close, but I'm not there. So you know what I'm saying. So now it's but yeah, no. I mean, I'm good though. I'm good. So here the ultimate diet is now officially begin. The doctors called me, said, "Look, you approved. We're about to get this working. So I'm about to get this thing popping." Well, so I get to eat.
I am, and it's not a walk in the park. I'll tell you that.
No. I sit there,
it's not cheap either.
By the time I go to,
I can tell you that.
If you don't have any type of insurance.
Oh, the insurance, our deductible is going to be fully paid. So I'm good.
No, I was talking about like if you
the supplies.
Yeah.
diabetes.
Oh, no, I can't do that. No, that's why I'm
If
trying
you
to
don't
stay
have
away from
any
the
type of
diabetes.
insurance, if you don't have any type of insurance and you have to take insulin, that shit is expensive. I think
No,
one of my
No, you
pens is
don't
don't.
want
like
to do that.
it's $500. So shoot.
Oh,
Lord have
damn.
mercy.
Yeah,
That's
it's not cheap.
Yep.
that's crazy. All right, so
Uh-huh.
let me go to you, Rob, since you over here sitting here talking. What do you think about this
Watching
situation?
these greens.
Watching them
Uh,
greens. What do you think about this
make
Kojima situation? You think from what some people have said, like this would be an opportunity for them to they're trying to give like this twist messaging, like, nah, we're good, we ain't going nowhere, and then all of a sudden they give an announcement Monday and everything is going to be like, oh yeah. What do you think? Or you just think it's like what Kojima
uh,
said, we're not doing this, we good, we
I
independent.
agree with D. That man is enjoying his freedom. He does not want to join any other company. He want to stay independent. Let him stay independent. Don't be putting words in his mouth. Don't be speculating, because that's what people do. They like to speculate. So it is what it is. Because I didn't really see the photo or the article or whatever, but knowing what I know about Kojima, like I said, he want to keep his freedom, and the way that Konami did him, he don't want to go with no one. And you said he's like a rock star in some gamers' eyes, because like what Xbox says, like I see him as another developer, and the games that I seen is besides Metal Gear Solid, like the other games he came out with is does not appeal to me, because Death Stranding looks weird as hell.
Wow, and you a weeb. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm a weeb, but like, shoot, there's certain shit that I
That's
don't
even
really like.
weird for a weeb, okay? That shit-
Like there's certain shit I draw the line, and like this shit looks weird, and it's kind of like, and like the cast of the game is kind of get so much fun. I'm not gonna say anything because some people might get a bit out of shape, but that cast does not appeal to me. I don't watch what's the damn Walking Dead. I don't watch I know dude from Hannibal, he played the same damn character. He always play a bad guy. Like this he's basically just got all his friends in the damn game anyway, so there's nothing that really appeals to me about that game. I think some of my friends played it and some of them enjoyed it. I'm like, good for you, you got your money's worth. But like it's not my cup of tea.
Okay. All right, cool. You know what? I didn't know what that word meant, weeb. So I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
basically like people that's into Japanese culture.
Yeah.
I just use it as
I
a
don't.
joke because I'm into anime and JRPGs, but I'm not like full
I've seen
force
people
like
say it. Yeah, ain't no big deal. I just, I'm a big fan of Japanese, games, culture, stuff like that. But I mean, it's, but
I don't make it as my identity. Like
right.
that's
Like
what
I don't.
actually Reeves is. They make it as an identity.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go out
my
my
son
way.
got me into anime, and now I cannot wait for the 1,000-year Blood War coming for Bleach.
I am ready.
Oh my goodness!
And it looks so good. I'm like, oh shit, my sweet baby Bleach gonna coming back.
My homie Kenpachi about to tear it up. That's for real.
Wow.
My baby Yaka, that motherfucker. I'm ready for him to come back. That's my. I'm telling you, that was like one of my favorite. That's like my absolute favorite anime was Bleach.
Oh my
and
goodness!
Manga.
I can't believe it took me so long to check it
out.
I
told about Bleach, but I'm so far behind though. So like I gotta do some catching up. So
dude,
like my son watched it. I got my son into it, and he loves it, and he can't wait.
Completely caught up. I can't wait.
Yeah,
we need a good anime game that's not just a fighter. And I know K Mega probably just said a cuss word with saying that.
You disrespected me like in this podcast. You will never come back again.
I swear.
Yeah, there's not many anime games that's the anime-based games that's
like
out.
a
Scarlet
Even
story game. You
Scarlet
know what I'm
Nexus
saying?
is that. So
yes,
Oh,
yeah,
can I give me a
Scarlet
segue?
that's a
Nexus.
good segue. That's all right. Okay. So speaking of games like
Like I've
that,
done this before. I don't know. It's
yeah,
weird.
I don't know. Like you've been doing this for a very long time. I don't know. But anyway, but that was a really good segue. So let's talk about Scarlet Nexus real fast. Now, okay. I talked about Scarlet Nexus like for nobody. I was on it once I first seen it. I'm like, look, this is the one, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one. And I wasn't almost right on the date, but I did say this game is coming to Game Pass. People didn't believe me. I said this on RDX. I thought it was going to be displayed on the day after E3 that they were going to put Scarlet Nexus on Game Pass, but I knew that this game was going on Game Pass because this is exactly what Xbox needed, and this was a very new, different IP. I don't think I'm somebody that's much more deeper into Japanese games could probably tell me that there's a game that's kind of similar to it, but I don't know.
There's a game that is similar to it, but it's not. It's not. It's not considered an RPG. It has RPG elements.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, and so I said that, and I said, look, it's coming, but I just was wrong on the date. But I did say that it was coming. I was talking to people about this game, and people, yeah, okay, all right. Now look at it. All of a sudden, now people want to post it because it did good on Xbox. But Scarlet Nexus wanted to thank Game Pass users for helping on the success of the game. The game hit over 2 million players. It sold over 1 million. And it also, like I said, this is definitely different because you do not see Japanese studios or devs giving shout out to Xbox when it comes to the games. Usually this is one of those things where you look from PlayStation stands that want to show how many titles were sold compared to Xbox. But this game was definitely thrown at the gate, and it just also shows that if you give the opportunity for gamers to get their hands on these titles, they will play them. Because that was what some people were just kind of suspect about. Like, man, this game looks really cool, but I don't want to spend $60.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
We did, yeah. So that's what the beauty of Game Pass is. And this game is now most likely going to get a sequel, and it's definitely going to come back to Xbox. This is a beautiful thing. So let me go ahead and go to you, since you are the Japanese enthusiast on the show. What's going on? What do you think about? Did you get a chance to play Scarlet Nexus? What do you think about this whole ordeal about a Japanese studio giving love to Xbox and Game Pass?
I didn't play it yet. I downloaded it recently. I'm thinking right now I'm into what I'm playing right now. I think I'm playing Tales of Arise on the PlayStation.
Oh,
so
nice.
I don't want to like pile on the JRPGs.
Right.
I wanted to at least finish one up before I go to another one. So but yeah, like I'm happy for it. It's I'm sorry, I'm washing.
It's okay. It's all right.
But if y'all hear water in the background, my apologies.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm happy for it, and that's what especially the Xbox needs. They need like those variety of games, like those JRPGs. I know we haven't got to Persona yet, and I know we're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah. You like we gonna talk about that? Yes, we are.
You know I'm a Persona girl,
right?
You know I'm gonna talk about it, but
right.
Yeah, yeah, but like it looks awesome. The game looks awesome, and that's what I recommended too. Like like we was talking about that last week, like with people saying, there's no JRPGs. They don't play JRPGs. Granted, there are JRPGs on the system, and Scarlet Nexus is a current JRPG. It came out last year.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm happy that it's got the recognition it deserves, and it saved me about $30-$40 for buying it on the PlayStation. So, but yeah, the game looks amazing. It looks kind of similar to Gravity Rush, the Gravity Rush series 1 and 2, with the with picking up stuff and throwing it at but the only thing difference is like is with Gravity Rush is dealing with gravity and Scarlet Nexus is dealing with telekinesis, but you like picking up stuff, throwing it at enemies.
Mhm.
That's what I see. That's what it looks similar to me. But yeah, like I'm all for more JRPGs coming to other platforms. And it's not just with PlayStation, like hell, y'all get what did y'all get last year from Nintendo? What game was that?
Octopath
The Square
Traveler.
Enix
Octopath
Octopath
Traveler.
Traveler.
Yeah.
Y'all got that, and
Beautiful
like
game.
people were
Beautiful
shocked.
game.
Yes, this is a fun game, beautiful game,
Yeah, it is
and
fun.
it's got that old school aesthetic that people love now. That's a trend. It got that old school aesthetic, and like and Dragon Quest been been mostly on Nintendo and PlayStation,
Mhm.
and now you got Dragon Quest, and with the success of Dragon Quest 11 on the PlayStation and Nintendo is on the Xbox, and that game is great, and hopefully we get more coming to other platforms, and I'm happy for it.
What about you, D? What is your thoughts about this situation? Like, I mean, I don't know. You might know, but I can't remember the last time. Well, the last time I seen anybody from a Japanese studio that was giving Xbox props were the I can't think of his name right now. That made Ninja Gaiden. Like that was the last dude that would big up Xbox, and that was on the 360 generation. But that's the only guy I could think of, or the only studio that's been giving Xbox props from a Japanese studio.
The guy who's working on a new game, like as we speak right now. He was a rock star in Japan as well.
Oh, you talking?
Team
About
Ninja.
Kojima?
No, from Team Ninja. Ninja
Yeah,
Gaiden.
yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was the last one that I
I
know.
know who you talking about. Do he be wearing sunglasses?
Yeah,
and
he
shit?
wears sunglasses. Yeah, he got himself in some
Yeah, I know
trouble
who you talking about.
because he talks a lot of shit, and I think he smacked
He's
too
still
many
talking
asses.
good about Xbox, by
Yeah,
the
but
way.
he still he wants Xbox to pick him up, and I would love that. But he is a lightning rod because, like I said, he talks too much shit and he slaps too many asses, and so therefore I don't know. That's not the culture right now. That is not the culture. So
Yeah, I suggest watch Matt Muscle's videos of what happens, because he go in and he breaks everything down.
He go in. Oh, you talking about that guy?
I'm talking about Matt Muscles. He go in and break everything down on what these developers be doing with each game and why this game failed.
Mm-hmm.
Even he does successful games, and I don't know the guy name that y'all talking about, but I said,
Katsurai? I can't think of his name.
I think that's his name, but yeah, like he be doing a lot of shit.
Yeah, he does he be doing the most.
And like companies and publishers don't be like, oh.
Right, like, and that's the thing. And his last game was a flop, so it's like maybe you're out of touch, and then on top of that, you're just too. You just I don't know, but I would love for Xbox to pick him up and then just get him to go to a really great studio like Tango Works and get it hopping. Woo! But anyway, so D, what do you think about this news, man? Is this anything that you think that is significant for Xbox? And what do you think? Did you get a chance to play Scarlet Nexus?
I did not get a chance to play Scarlet Nexus. I think it came out and was entered into Game Pass like right when I was having storage issues. And by storage, I mean I was running out. So it was kind of a mad dash of moving this and deleting that and the like, because space was scarce. So I think I downloaded it but never actually played it. It definitely isn't on my to play list. But I think what is happening here is I'm not surprised that they were like, hey, thank you guys for playing it. Because we found a new audience, we found new fans, all that good stuff. I feel like that happens a lot when games cross, platforms. But I think for me, this is the first time I'm seeing it being um, stated and proclaimed loudly on a social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like a lot of times, even with the Odd World um, dev speaking out, Square Enix with Outriders, I feel like those are usually like articles that are shared, and you're asking the dev those questions. It's like, you guys just put your game on Game Pass. How was that? And then they respond. This was something that felt and looked like it was completely unsolicited, meaning it wasn't an interview. It was just them shouting out Xbox real quick because they had reached a new audience with PC and the Xbox platform itself. So that was a little different, but what they were saying wasn't a shocker to me. I feel like anytime that you, like I said, do cross generational or cross platform, excuse me, games, you're gonna have that new audience. It happened with MLB The Show. It's about to happen with Bug Snacks. I'm really looking forward to it, by the way.
Bug snacks.
Um,
Yes.
you're gonna find that new audience, and I feel like a lot of times the devs are just like, okay, cool. We got our audience here. People are playing it. These are the numbers. But this is the first instance I've seen where a dev was like, yo, I gotta shout them out real quick. Which, as we know on Twitter specifically, that's like a big no-no apparently. Um, I don't know why, but I mean, I thought it was cool to actually, post that just to thank people who have played the game and have spent time with it, sharing clips. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, in my experience, when it comes to like social media and posting things and interacting with devs and stuff, this whole going back and forth shit, it's really on Twitter. Like Facebook, it's just you post your stuff and that's it. Instagram, people are just posting like, photo mode and thing like that. But like this whole going back and forth and numbers this and numbers that, that's just Twitter. It really is. So I mean, it's great that it can reach a new audience. I felt the same way with Rise of the Tomb Raider, even though I feel like it shouldn't have been a timed exclusive to begin with. Anytime you have a game that can reach more people, it's a good thing. I don't care what anybody says. That's more fan art, that's more discussions that can be had. Because if there's a game that is only on Steam, for instance, not saying that Steam has a small audience, but only those that play on Steam, are able to have that camaraderie. But once you put it on Switch, once you put it on Xbox, once you put it on PlayStation, you've opened the conversation with so many other people and kind of spread the word about it. So now there's like you're pretty much expanding the community with having more platforms. So I think it's good that Scarlet Nexus did well. I think it has confirmed that more Japanese games would do well on, Xbox being the only Western console. Now, would it have been successful if it wasn't on Game Pass and it was purchase only? Who can say? Because it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah.
let's just keep it funky. Would it have been that successful? I think Game Pass was a great introduction for people like me who wouldn't have bought it because that's not really my genre. I'm not anti, that's just not my thing. So having that open availability for so many players, it reached a bigger audience. And some might have found their new favorite game or game genre because of it. So anytime there's more people that can enjoy something that they wouldn't have otherwise is a win in my book. I don't care what platform it is or what game it is. So I thought it was a good confirmation of that with that tweet.
Yeah, no,
But that's
and
just
I,
Nice.
yeah, no, and I totally agree. Yeah, I see AJ Felton gave his name out. This is when I wish Bloody or PK was around to say his name. It's a Gagi. I think that's how you say it. It's a Gaki. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. Let me be country. But
Probably is a guy.
yeah, it's
Itagaki.
Itagaki. Yeah, see, let all y'all
Yes.
be country. Let
That
everybody
sounds-
be country. That sounds about. Yeah, okay,
That sounds
anyway.
about right.
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
Yeah, as long as it sounds
No.
about right, we got to.
What he said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let us
yeah.
all be American.
Let
Right.
us be country Americans. Let's go. Anyway,
I'm visual, so I can't. If I can't read it, see it, it's not gonna click.
but no, he is. But that's the guy that I was talking about. Yeah, like no, I mean, he was the guy that worked on Ninja Gaiden, and then a lot of people felt like Ninja Gaiden fell off once he left. It did lose a little bit of its luster, and its pizzazz. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I would love for him to see what he could do if he could keep his self control. But he's an older guy, so normally older dudes don't change their stripes and don't want to be told what to do. So I don't know. But anyway, all right. So what about you, Bot? Like, I mean, do you agree with the ladies, or do you have a different take on this? Because I do agree with D on this aspect. Is that yeah? If this game was brought to Xbox and there was no Game Pass, this game probably wouldn't have sold very well because a lot of people didn't want to take the chance on it. But I guarantee you now, though, it ain't gonna matter because the people who got a chance to play it will buy this game when they come out with a sequel. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing with these guys shouting out Xbox and PC when it comes to Game Pass, there's a pretty big reason for that. With Scarlet Nexus, they're trying to create like the next big anime, the next big like franchise. All right, that was their whole idea with coming out with Scarlet Nexus. They came out with a video game. I believe they came out with the anime, at least in Japan.
Yeah, it is anime.
Mm-hmm. And so they're really trying to make this a big thing. So for them, getting people into the game and playing it and getting to know the characters is really important to them because they're coming out of nowhere and they're jumping into an area. Let's face it, when it comes to anime, there's like 1 billion anime out there, and there's like a handful that are incredibly popular. You know what I'm saying?
No, here he is.
It is a big field. Yeah. What up, Sir X Man?
What's up, Sir X Man?
My friend?
What's up?
What's up, girl?
Hey.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Here we go. It's 10 o'clock. You're about to.
Quiet.
Rob. I can't make it.
Why don't get the fool like, hey, what's up?
You don't want it.
Well, no. Why can't get
Okay, Mega, you old pimp, you.
No. You told Bot he was your friend. Then you like, hey, K-Mega, like, damn, what's happening here?
You know, dude. You know we deeper than that, bro. Don't even try.
Then when he comes to me, the ladies is here. He's like, it's going down.
Hey, after what we saw after GRG, bro.
Oh my goodness!
I missed that.
There was a bobbing and a bobbing and a bobbing.
I was like, what?
And the weaving?
Oh yeah, there's some sticking and moving.
Oh, we after 11 o'clock Eastern. Like I said, there was some deep throat up in there.
We can't do that. We can't do that. YouTube don't have no time. We gotta let that go. You gotta let that. We gotta calm that down.
I'm good now. I'm sorry. I had to get it out my system. But I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something about this game.
What game?
The one you're talking about right now. I was listening.
Scarlet Nexus. Okay.
I know Scarlet Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it in Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at work. It has touch control. I forgot to bring my Razer Kishi. It worked perfectly in the cloud on my phone.
Oh,
it was magnificent. I was like, damn. I don't know what they're doing, but the cloud for phones is getting better, dude. They are really improving it.
I'm looking at the gameplay and it looks amazing.
You should play it on your phone. It has touch control.
Cloud gaming?
Yeah, you can play it on the cloud. You can play it on your phone.
No.
Right now.
Are screenshots blocked on cloud gaming?
No. You can screenshot. You just pull up the Xbox app. There's a thing up there where you can pull it up and it'll screenshot.
Well, I mean, in general, like on the system. They might know.
I've screenshotted some cloud games.
I tried to screenshot Strange Colors, and And it didn't even say like failed or anything. It just didn't do anything.
It'll show up on your Xbox.
Yeah, probably check your Xbox account. Yeah, because it'll be there.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're right. My bad.
it'll be there.
All
Okay,
right.
so
I was
Yobi
surprised.
was like, you said you'll be he said I'll be at work Friday night, but I'll stop by. Well, bro, you can stop by. Yeah, anytime you can come by GRG, brother. It doesn't matter. Or just stop by just to stop by. You're welcome anytime, brother. You know what I'm saying? You can put Sir X-Man in check for us.
Whatever.
Bod is supposed to do that tonight, but I don't think it's gonna happen because he's quiet. But
Yo, I won't do anything like Yobi does. Yobi comes around every like second word he says. He like, shut your mouth, sir. Shut your mouth. Like, you know, I ain't gonna be like that, man. Come on.
Whatever.
Anyway, all right. So go ahead, Bod. What was you gonna say? Finish what you.
Nah, but I'm saying it's really important for this game, for this I guess you could say this universe, to get out to as many eyes as possible. So this way people, you know, get accustomed to seeing the characters. Therefore, it makes the other aspects of media that they jumped into that much more relevant, you know, to get like the anime more popular and stuff like that. So there are people out there on Twitter and other social media that got upset. That got upset that they praised, like, you know, Xbox and PC with Game Pass, and they're like, but you know, PlayStation is where most people bought the game. Wouldn't you praise the people who bought the game and stuff? And it's like, well, dude, do you do your homework on what they're trying to do with this franchise? They're trying to get it out there to the most people, so this way, you know, people will dive into the other media that Scarlet Nexus is in as well. And if they had looked into it even for like 5 minutes, they would have seen that like that's what is going on with this thing. And I hope it's successful. I've played it. I haven't beat it. I have to go back to it. But you know, with having Game Pass,
the ending boss was so wicked. I loved it.
I gotta tell y'all something on the Scarlet Nexus thing. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You can download it to PC. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, really?
Goodness.
Okay.
Gonna play it on 3 screens. Gonna play it on 3 screens.
Well,
They
Sir
put it
X-Man, thank you for
everywhere.
a good segue talking about PC.
Master Race.
Because right here we gonna get into we about to get into Rob's territory now, and talk about something I seen that was another thing that was a little odd, which was Windows talking about Persona 5. I've never seen Windows come out of it just promote a game like that. It was just weird. So basically, what Windows came out and said, I'm just going verbatim. I'm just I'm just kind of ad-libbing, I should say. And so it was basically saying like it was 6 years ago when Persona 5 first was released. It's amazing that this game is been out this long and the success and blah blah blah. Why would you post that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would Windows post that on social media unless there's something going on? Like, I mean, you just don't just post something about just a certain game out of the blue without posting it. Because if anybody else say that Windows talk about games like that, please let me know. But I haven't seen it. So it made me think for a second, like, hold up. I'm still not giving up what I'm saying about Final Fantasy VII Remake. And Persona, aka the Penis Demon game. Shout out to Madra. You know what I'm saying? And all his filthiness. But I do still feel that those games are going to land on Xbox. I just think that Sony paid a little bit more, and Atlas they're adjusting now because they see the success of where these games are getting now, going outside of these out of Nintendo and PlayStation. There was a lot of PC gamers that went ahead and bought Persona 4 Golden, and there's tons and tons of Japanese games on PC, more than on PlayStation and on Nintendo. So I do feel that the opportunity is going to strike where both Final Fantasy VII Remake and Persona 5 will land on Xbox. But first, that game, Persona 5 Royale, is going to be landing on PC. Now, if you think I'm wrong, please let me know. But let's go to Sir X-Man since he has not been here and he just got here. So what do you think, Sir X-Man? Do you think that this is since we just seen a random tweet that popped out of nowhere talking about Persona 5, do you think that now is the time that Persona 5 is going to be on other platforms other than PlayStation?
Eventually, after they see what that announcement was, yeah, that's some encouragement for them. With the game you're playing, the game you were previously playing that's downloading now, Scarlet Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be there. A lot of games are crossing over now, dude. Not just
No More
for
Heroes
Sony.
3. I forgot to mention that. No More Heroes 3
I can't wait
is
for
coming
that.
to Xbox. Like,
I
what?
can't wait for that. I love
Xbox didn't
No
get
More
the other two
Heroes on the
games?
GameCube. It was on the GameCube.
No, I
too.
think it's just 3. I just seen 3. But I seen that XC.
No, it was on the Wii.
No. Oh.
It was the Wii. It was on the Wii. Okay, that's what.
The first two.
The original.
Yeah, the
Oh, the
original was on
original.
the Wii.
Yeah, no.
It was originally on the Wii,
But
then
it
it
was
came
so
on the
much fun.
PlayStation.
XC dropped some information today saying that they're happy to announce that No More Heroes 3 is coming to Xbox and PlayStation this year.
But you know why? Microsoft
Hey,
is
C-Mac, brother,
starting
what's
again.
happening, dog? Bro, I ain't lying, son. It's about to happen.
Microsoft is slowly starting to grow game market share.
I'll be
dude.
back to
It's
do
starting
Fight Night this Sunday. I'm sorry, brother. I
They
missed a
surely
couple of weeks.
coming up in
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, finish.
Microsoft is starting to gain market share, man. I mean, it might be, you might not notice it. People might not talk about it, but they're starting to ramp up, dude. And a lot of people want to come here, like I always say, to get that bag, And single platform for certain games are fine, but your third party developers, that's a different story. They want money for the time they put in for the game. They want to make money. Just like Sony wants to make money, Microsoft wants to make money, developers want to make money. And he just bounced out again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He sit there and sent me a message. He said, I just want to be low key and just kind of bounce out, man. But because my son got up, so I guess his son's gonna beat his ass.
It's time for him. It's anime time for him.
It's anime time. Yeah, he's about to watch the anime. So it's all good. It's all good.
Wasn't there somebody else in here earlier? Came in and left out? No, I think some Dragon Son
keep trying to come in.
Oh, did Yobi come in here? Oh, I guess Yobi did pop in
a
here.
couple of times, but he can't get in.
Oh, he can't get in? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, that's about it on the subject, man. They want that money. It's all about the money. And they see it. And that $70 billion thing puts out to some of them developers that, Microsoft got that money. We need to go where it's at also. What up, Bama?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Oh, sit there. Good night, my love.
One bad's in the house.
I seen One Bad Mother in there. I'm trying to look and see where Yobi was. I sit there and I should be where he could just hop in, but I don't know. But anyway, no, I totally agree with that. I did hear what you said, but I was over here trying to look for Yobi, see if he could get in or if he couldn't. I don't know if I had him to where he could or not, but I was trying to look for him now. But let me go to you on this one, D. What do you think? You think that Persona's going to eventually land on the PC this coming up here? Maybe in the next, maybe this year? You think?
I'm not sure about this year. It's a very weird time. So there are a lot of things that are taking place that I never would have thought would happen. So I'm first of all, I'm not going to lie. Even though I know Microsoft has their Microsoft Twitter, they have Microsoft Surface. I didn't even know that Windows had a Twitter. So to learn they had their own little Twitter, and that's the first tweet I'm seeing from them, I was just like, what's the reason? Why would you even put that out there? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it did have me scratching my head, like why they would choose that tweet of all tweets to respond to and be like, yeah, this game is blah blah blah, knowing good and well that it's not on their platform. It was weird, but I don't know if it could come to. I don't know why PC gamers get slighted so much when it comes to games, especially when most games, if I'm not mistaken, are like kind of developed or started on PC.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope they get it. I hope it's, the fans of the series are, heard in what they want. And like y'all said, developers like money. Let's be clear. This is not a nonprofit. This is not a charity. Like, at the end of the day, it's about money. And some companies are more in tune with, what their customers want, how their customers want to be treated, what they want their experience to be. And some others just like, here's a game, pay for it because I said so. The Culling 2 comes to mind. But I hope it does. It's still early in the year, and I don't know why I keep feeling like this year has been going for like 9 months. We're literally halfway through month 4. Summer is coming up, and although E3 RIP is not going to be a headliner this year, everybody and their mother is basically going to do what they did. I don't know if it was 2020 or 2021, whatever year that was, when like pretty much every other company was doing their own digital situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably going to be the norm now with everything that's happening. And Jeff Keighley, no shade, now that Elden Ring has come out, he needs something else. Like, let's keep it funky. Like, the last couple, then he had the Game Awards, so he might have a couple of things that he's worked out on his end. We just don't know. But I hope the Persona fans specifically um, get it, because at this point, with Scarlet Nexus, with Octopath Traveler, with all these other titles, Nier Automata, and all that being in Game Pass, I think it's kind of developing a pattern that, hey, maybe we should check out this platform. Because when you think about it, if you put it on Xbox, you're putting it on PC. And that right there, that's 2 communities in one. So I hope they do it. I hope there's a way that they can make it happen some kind of way, because, like the previous topic, the more people you can get it in front of them, if it's a solid game, obviously. And Persona seems to be a solid game with all the fans and, their love for it. The more people you can get it to, the better it'll be for you, either short term or long term or both. I feel like having that publicity, having, the photo modes, that free advertising, can work for a lot of these companies' favors. It's been like that for the last couple of years. I remember with, what was that game? Shadow of Mordor. I had no interest whatsoever in that game. Not that I disliked it. I just had no interest. I'd never seen the movies.
Right.
Yes, never seen the movies. But yeah, I was scrolling back then on Xbox. You would see, the main screen would be just a feed of clips and captures. And this dude posted a clip of him having like this high ass combo, just slicing and dicing mofos. I was like, damn, I could do that.
Yeah, that game is fun.
Man, just slicing and dicing. And then Calibrimor is like white and doing it. Y'all played it. And I was just like, damn, that shit look lit. And next thing I know, I'm buying it. I put so many hours in that game. Nobody around me had talked about it. I wasn't really heavy on Twitter back then, but just seeing somebody else's clip, complete stranger, I don't know who that dude was. He had so many likes on it. I think it came in my Xbox feed. I became a fan of the game. I mean, just from playing it and seeing, oh boy, with his, the orcs, you can just slice their heads off like it ain't like butter. He was just going nuts. And I was like, damn, that shit crazy. So just imagine people, like we said, with Scarlet Nexus, who've never been in that genre, never had any interest, because I'm sorry, Twitter Xbox shares, PlayStation shares, that is free advertisement for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? Once that product is out there, once the consumers have it, they can influence potential other customers and consumers for better or for worse. So I feel like, if this series is solid as it seems, it'll kind of spread like wildfire. Like, yo, Persona's here, y'all go get it, whether it's on Game Pass or not. Of course, it being on Game Pass, it'll reach more and faster. But any kind of way that you can kind of spread it to, kind of even the playing field as far as those RPGs, those JRPGs, I think it'll be better for everybody involved.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And One Bad Mother, Halo is the last topic. That's the next top. That's what we're going to be talking last. And Bot didn't get a chance to get it, but it's anime time for him and his kids, so I get it. But yeah, if you want to come and want to give your thoughts on it, that's absolutely fine with me because, I don't think anybody else on the panel is really going to talk about it in any type of detail except for me because there's a couple of people on here that don't play Halo, and Sir X-Man is just not really a big Halo guy. So, but yeah, if you
out your mind,
you ain't no Halo guy. You more of a which game you like better, Halo or Gears?
Dude, I've been playing since when Halo came out in 2003.
And not when you play that, but which game are you more, acceptable? You enjoy more. So I was trying to say a big word and didn't.
Halo 2.
So you telling me that you like? I thought you was a Gear. I think you like Gears more than you like Halo.
No, I'm not a Gears person.
You're not a Gears person.
I play Gears, but
you ain't a Gears person, but you got my sis out here.
You got
traveling back in time.
I played every story in Gears, every single one. So I'm just trying to introduce her to the lore of Gears.
So yeah, you guys see, you messed up. See, there you go.
I don't mess up. I just preach the truth, bro.
Okay. But anyway, all right. So, Robs, it's your turn. I know you want to get into it, talk about this. You think there's an opportunity that this game could get out to everything? I mean, get out everywhere.
I
know you want that to happen. But
I want that to happen.
But seeing what Windows has done, I mean, what do you think? Think it's a possibility?
I don't know. With Atlas, because this is I don't know if anybody know, this is the 25th anniversary for Persona. And they have a celebration. Atlas been having a celebration and making announcements. Okay. And it's very lackluster. This celebration has been very lackluster. Persona fans have been voicing that this celebration has been lackluster. They haven't really announced anything like besides the fighting game. And like that's not what people want. Like granted, the fighting game is fun, but that's not what people want. People want the Persona games on other consoles, especially people been crying for the original Persona to come on. I mean, the original Persona 5 to come on the Switch, and they taking a sweet ass time. Or they put out Strikers, which is fun, by the way, but like that's not what the game that they want on the Switch. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes on Xbox. More than likely, it will come on PC, because that's basically what Atlas has been gearing towards, putting their games more on the PC than any other console. But they seem to pick and choose what they want to put on. Like they put Persona 4 Golden on the PC, and like granted that's cool, but like people want it on the PlayStation and want it on the Switch. And like it's not like a very powerful game, or it's not like a very powerful game. They can easily port it towards the PlayStation, the PS4, and the Switch. They like, and also Atlas, and since they with Sega, they like to milk Persona for what it's worth. They gon' squeeze that Persona teeth as much as they can, because they did that with 4 when Golden came out. They did that with 4. Once once Sega acquired
Atlas.
Atlas, they was milking PlayStation. They was milking Persona 4 for all it's worth. They got a dancing game. They came out with a dancing game and the fighting game. Now, with Persona 5, they came out with the 3DS. They did the 3DS game, the dancing games, the Strikers. So they're gonna try to get in. Shoot, they might update the fighting game and add the Persona 5 characters on there. You never know. Or do another game, do another fighting game. You never know.
Well, the one fighting game that never landed on the PlayStation just released on PlayStation and PC, and it didn't come to Xbox, even though it's backwards compat. But I don't know. That was a weird situation. I didn't like that too much.
That game been on the PlayStation. It came on the PlayStation.
That's right. That's right. We had a conversation about that. That's right. It was on everything. Yeah. I thought it was only exclusive to Nintendo and Xbox, but yeah, you was right. It was on Xbox. It was on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, because I had it.
So maybe I'm thinking of just Ultramax, because Ultramax, I don't think was on PlayStation, because they kept saying this is the first time that Ultramax was ever on PC and on PlayStation. So maybe Ultramax was just on the 360 and Nintendo. Maybe that's what I'm. Because
I don't know, because I think
I don't know. I gotta go back and
the
look.
Ultramax was they had a bunch of DLC too. So
yeah,
I'm not sure because I had the. Because I think I had the original and they added the update for free on the at one point, but yeah, I had it, but yeah, I really do hope that it does come on, that Persona 5 does come on PC, PlayStation, PC and Xbox, so people can experience it, because it's a great game and it is some problematic issues on there, and I would like for it to come on other systems, because like they are pushing towards bringing their other games over. They're bringing they not recently released Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne on PlayStation and Switch, PS4 and Switch. Like they're working on Soul Hackers 2. Ain't that's coming on Xbox too?
Yeah, Soul Hackers is coming to Xbox.
They have coming on Xbox too. So yeah, like they bringing those games over, and hopefully they will bring like the other series over to other systems. But yeah, I can see it coming. But you never know. But more than likely they'll probably put it on PC first. See how test what is on PC,
right?
And before putting it on the Xbox. But that's my take on it.
All right. One Bad Mother, what's happening with you, brother?
What is up, everyone? Been a few minutes, man, because you've been taking that break from Halo, so I haven't been able to talk to you.
I'm
gonna pop on the show just so I can say hi to Kate Mega and everybody else. So hello.
Yeah. So this is it was a nice treat. I seen Yobi was trying to come in and out, but then he wanted to hear what you got to say about Halo, because this is the last topic of the night, and I.
What up, One Bad?
And I wanted to save the best for last, even though I got to talk about it.
You want my take on that too?
Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts about the whole. Because did you see the Windows talking about Persona 5, which I thought was completely odd, just came out of nowhere. And I don't know, it's just got me thinking like maybe this is the time now that Persona is going to be set free and it's going to be on PC first, like Robs was saying, and then maybe eventually we'll finally get these Persona games on Xbox. What do you think?
Yeah, well, first of all, is my volume okay? I hear
something. It's a little low.
Is it
low? Okay, it's not just me.
Yeah,
I was like, am I not hearing?
Pump yourself up, One Bad. Pump yourself up.
See, I got the new mic, and I don't know which way. Okay, am I turning the gain the right way? Do I still sound okay now, or is that lower?
You sound a little bit better. If you could turn yourself up a little bit more, you'd be perfect.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is it still low?
Yeah, it's still low.
It's still low.
It's low, but it's all right though. I was listening harder.
Wait. Maybe I turned it the wrong direction. All right, one more time.
Oh, you went lower.
He's fat fingering it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh,
all right. Whatever.
Hey,
Damn.
just go into the Discord, dude, and use the settings there. It'll pump your volume up.
Pump up the volume.
Hold on,
I
let me
knew
see
you
if
was
I can
gonna
go
say
through
that.
there.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Oh man, let me see if I could, see if I could do some.
I don't know, man.
I know you
things
too
over here.
well, dude.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Again, I've been messing.
Okay, hold on. All right, go ahead. Speak now.
No, he's down.
Nothing.
Oh shit.
Huh?
Oh, okay, there you go.
Down?
There you go. Oh,
You can hear me now.
yeah, you're still a little low though. You're still low.
Damn.
And
Yeah, so I
turned
got to
you up.
yell.
I don't know. You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead. We'll see what you're gonna have to say. Go
Pick
ahead.
your piece, bro.
All right, man. No. Hey, I was gonna say.
There we go.
About.
There we go.
Oh, now you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say about the Persona stuff. So yeah, I saw what you're talking about, and in terms of like the Windows tweet, do I know? I don't know specifically about that, but what I do know, there's a couple things have been going on. We know Sarah Bond's been doing a lot of work, especially over there with, she's been doing a lot of work with Japan, with Sega, trying to get things on Game Pass. And we've seen, like, since she put out that tweet last year, that there's been, day one, Sega games announced. We have the what is that called? The Warhammer came out day one, which is a big game on PC. You got another one coming out in a few months. It just got delayed. I can't remember. It was anyways, I don't remember, but there is games that are coming from Sega, and I think that part of whatever Microsoft's deal was, they're probably trying to get as much as from Sega, and I think that's how they're going to try to bridge some of this gap. They know they got to get more Japanese games in their ecosystem, and Game Pass is a good way to introduce like a base of gamers that traditionally I think have not been buying Japanese games the way that PlayStation gamers do. So one of the ways that they can kind of solve that for the long term is to start launching more of that the game. Been seeing success with that. So yeah, I would not give up on Persona. Sure, I would. We know that they are at least trying, because somebody called Phil out during a conference or meeting thing he had a couple of years ago. And he's like, "Yeah, yes, I know," and that was regarding somebody in the crowd yelled out Persona. So it's not, they're not unaware, and I think the challenge has been, Sony had some of these deals lined up, relationship lined up for a long time. But something changed this year, and I think it was $69 billion being spent.
Right.
And yeah, I just think when you spend $69 billion on a gaming company, if people weren't sure before, if they were sleeping on you before they're awake, and I just think at this point in time, this is kind of the last leg, I think, of like the money hats. I think when it comes to the big games, I still think it's going to be slight part of the console section, but at the end of the day, like these big gaming companies know Microsoft's going to be in it. They know their platform is going to be relevant one way, shape, or form, especially as kind of like moving forward. So, and Game Pass has been showing success in terms of breaking through for it, especially is good for these types of games that are trying to break through and find new audiences. That's like where the number one success is. And so a lot of these companies are looking not just like, hey, how we're going to, I mean, obviously making the most money today and satisfying our investors today matters, but they want to build up these IP like now, so that like, hey, when gaming gets more like ubiquitous and like going to be accessible on all these devices and things, and like again, we might be talking 5 years or even more for some regions, but at the end of the day, they want to start building up these IP now, and if they can like start opening them up to maybe new audiences, maybe more Western gamers through something like Game Pass. I think that is a way to do it, and so it's a win-win. It's like Microsoft can start to maybe that's how they bridge the gap, because I don't think they're going to, with the traditional model is, they can bring these things over, but if they don't sell in the traditional model, these companies might just go back.
They'll just go back to the way they were.
Yeah, so I think the way for them to do it is Game Pass. It's a different way of money hatting, right? It's a money hat that's a win for the customer, for us. It gets it, and it's a benefit to the developer, not just because they get a bag of cash, but today, but they also, like reach out to new people, and even if it's a slow burn, having some more people, if it's a no lose situation, stuff, if Microsoft paying them to get stuff on, helps fund the port, then it's just like one of those things that it could pay off in the future. And there's really, so yeah, I guess I would just say logically, it makes too much. Now it doesn't mean that Sony's not going to come back and go, hey, wait a second, these are really, really important. We're going to give you even more money. So there's always two sides to to the sport, right? I long term, I think that it's going to behoove most. That's why, and I think Microsoft working hard. Sega is a good, even though Atlas kind of does their own thing. They're kind of like the Minecraft of Sega, like they just do what they want. But I think at the end of the day, they can make, if they got both Sega and Microsoft talking them, I think something's gonna.
Okay. All right. Now you was cut.
Touch on. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you was cutting out a little bit there.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Just go ahead and patch it up. You'll be right. It's okay.
Yeah,
New mic issues.
I'll plug it in, or I'll.
It's all right. So, because I definitely want to hear what your take about the Halo situation. But Robs, go ahead and what was you going to piggyback and say?
Yeah, just to piggyback. Atlas is slowly but surely listening to their fans. They have been doing polls about like what games you guys want out, and been doing that for like a couple of years now. What games you want on what platforms and stuff. So is like people want those older games on other hell, even on the PlayStation. They want those older games on PS4, PS5. Like I would love for 3 and 4, Persona 3 and 4 to come on there. I would love for Digital Devil Saga to come on, and any other what was that?
I don't know. What did you say, sir?
What happened?
I don't know.
I said Burnout 3 Takedown from EA remastered, please.
That's not Atlas, but okay.
I know, but I get your gist. I'm saying the same thing
like,
my way.
Okay, but yeah, like the fans of Atlas wants those other games, and like I said, it's slowly but surely they will bring out those older games. But I wish they heard of them. But yeah,
right.
But I got my Vita, so I can go back to playing it on the Vita.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about Halo so we can get out of here.
She said something that was interesting to me. Didn't Sony stop something about supporting the Vita and stuff like that recently?
Yeah. Well, that was they stopped.
That was DG. They stopped PS1 games being supported on the Vita, and there is a PS1 Persona game, which
That's
is
tragic.
That is trash, and
you guys paid for it. That's the bad part.
Yeah, I paid for it.
Yeah.
Paid like $10 for the game, so $5 or $10 for the game, and that's one thing I really hate about digital. Like they can take, even if you pay for it, they could take it away as soon as possible, especially with licensing and stuff. It's really tragic. And
I found out you have to be logged into PS Plus in order to access them. So
what?
Why?
I put it in the group chat. So for the games that I have on PS1 and PSP, it asked me to log in. And because of my situation with my login, I couldn't play those games I had paid for. So I didn't even get as far as other people, where it was just like they no longer have access because the license expired, I couldn't sign in to play them
I might
on
You
my
know what's funny?
primary Vita.
I've one thing I'll say about Microsoft, I've never had a problem with that. Even when the game becomes unlicensed with Microsoft, because I bought it, and even if it's not in the digital store, I can always go back, find it, and re-download it. Because you got some lists that's in your. If you look on the other side where the games that you own, it'll tell you the games that you own, and it'll show up and you can always re-download it digitally. We do not have that problem. I'm talking about even older games.
Yeah, I
That's
can
just
confirm
sad.
because San Andreas from Xbox, not 360,
Hmm.
back in 2014 when they were releasing the mobile port to 360, they delisted um, the original Xbox version of San Andreas,
Hmm.
and I went to go check, like, can I download this game even though it's been delisted, and it is still there.
It's
And
like
this is a 360 I just bought and haven't used when my last one got stolen. So
because you bought it digitally. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's like there's a game me and K Mega love playing, one of the greatest fighters of all time, Marvel versus Capcom 2. And it was delisted years ago. But because you purchased it, you are still able to play it on your 360. You can delete it and re-download it anytime you want to.
Yeah, I
And
found that out.
and
Yeah.
I love that. So if Microsoft can do this, why can't the competition do this?
Well, Sony just I don't know. Sony is just got a different approach about how they do things, especially with um, digital, because they wanted people to buy more physical, and then once they started getting people to get with their PSN service,
Mhm.
then it didn't really matter because at that point they got users, and so then they don't really care about the whole digital thing, but they understand it now, where just kind of like with the services, they were behind on that, and now they understand the value of having services. So that's why
They don't know how to do DRM
so
right. That's
so
the problem.
but yeah, no, but that's another topic for another day. We got to sit
I would
there.
love that topic on one of your shows, dude. I would
Yeah,
love that
we
topic.
could try to I could try to write it down and we could talk about it tomorrow. I mean next week. So it's no big deal.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. But all right, let's talk about some Halo. All right, so I need to catch up. I'm 2 episodes behind on Halo, so but I'm trying to get everything together so I can watch Moon Knight and then watch my Halos because that's how we was doing it. But we've
Are
been
we
kind of
talking
busy.
about the movie?
No.
I mean,
I'm
the
just talking.
series,
I'm
or
just.
just Halo,
I'm talking
the
about.
game?
Well,
He
let me.
talking about the series right now.
Well, I'm talking about the series right now,
Oh
but
shit!
but no, I'm not talking about the. I'm not. I'm just kind of. This is trying to set it up. You know what I mean? So let me work. Let me work, please. Okay, thank you.
Do your thing, because
Thank you.
I told you where they're really at with this Halo story. We
So
had a long talk about that.
we did, but no,
Yeah,
what I'm
y'all
saying,
talked about last week.
we did. We talked about last
Mhm.
week. So the thing for me is this: is that okay, right? Like, um, I know a lot of people have a problem with the story and things like that or whatever, but and how people don't and how people want the game, the show to be like the game. And if honestly, my opinion, I would like the game to follow the story because of how many places they go throughout the
Within the
through the
universe
show.
and the galaxy, yeah.
Like I mean, this is something that me and One Bad Mother and Don and like broaden this shit out, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Make it different. Open it up. And so with Halo Infinite, I love it. I think it's fantastic. But it's still on the ring. It's still doing more shit on the ring, even though it's an open world now, but it's still doing stuff within the ring. And I'm like, okay. So with that being
Let me get
said,
this one after you, please, please. I really gotta preach this one.
okay, so with all this being said, we gone through the whole situation. Once like One Bad Mother was saying, I haven't played Halo in a while. Once I did the battle pass, I got the Samurai stuff. I just put it up because the content is not there. And as much I love Halo, and I will cap for Halo forever, and I will cap for 343. But they screwed the pooch, and they needed to drop some content. So now we do finally have some content that's going to be dropping on May 6th. But is it enough? Is it enough to bring people back? It looks like there's a little story mode that's going to be coming. That's going to be dropping, and then there's going to be 2 maps. One looked like for a big team battle. The other one looked like for just a regular arena. The maps look dope, but I
love their arena maps.
But is it enough? And the one thing added to that is season 2 going to be is going to give enough content till we get to season 3. And my personal opinion is going to be no. I think this is still going to be a bite size until we get the full meal. And I don't know how the gamers are going, especially as fickle as the Halo community is. I don't know how they're going to take that. So I'm going to go to you, One Bad. Well, I'll go to you next, One Bad Mother. But I'll go to Sir X-Man because he wanted to elaborate on this. But do you think, first off, if you want to talk about the show and whatever and all this, that's fine. But first,
it'll be quick on the show. But I'm gonna talk about Halo. Yeah,
but I want to know: do you think that the content that they're going to be dropping in season 2 is going to be enough to satisfy us until season 3 comes?
No.
Okay. All right.
It'll satisfy us for about a month, maybe 2 months or something like that.
And Curie said, no Halo TV spoilers, please, Sir X-Man.
No, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Uh-huh.
Well, let me get that out the way real quick. Everyone needs to understand this is before Reach, before they even discovered the ring. So this is technically a prequel to Reach, Reach is before Halo 1. This is about the discovery of the Covenant. So that's why they are able to rewrite the narrative for this Halo series. Pretty much they're telling you where Halo came from, where Halo came from, where the ring was finally acknowledged, and the development of the Master Chief. That's all I'm telling you on that, but that is the truth. All you have to do is just don't go from Halo 1, where the story began, go from before the destruction of Reach. Because Reach is still in the story, and it's still alive, and it has not been destroyed by the Covenant. So this is a prequel. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, back to the Halo game part. I don't think Season 2 is enough.
Okay.
You should have had Season 2 being developed before you launched the game. You know, the co-op thing is still a big fuck up. But you should have had more modes coming this time. You should have had, like, King of the Hill. You should have had, which is what everybody wants. They want more multiplayer ranked matches. They want more of what you got. They want some of the old maps that you got. You even got that in Halo 5 old maps remastered. Like what was that? What was that one on the ship? May start with an M or something like that.
I can't remember.
But it was a great close quarter map. They want maps like that. Bring back Lockout remaster. I love Lockouts. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the Forge that you promised in Season 2. You promised Forge in Season 2. You show us clips of you developing Forge and what you can do here and what you can do there. And you're not offering this in Season 2. Y'all need to get it together over there. Or else, you're the ones that are going to kill Halo. Not the players, you 343. And that's about all I feel on that. We need more. You're supposed to be the biggest shooter of all time in history. act like it. I'm done.
All right. Okay, so One Bad Mother. Back to you on to your thoughts about this whole situation. Is this going to be enough to satisfy us until season 3? And do you feel like this is enough overall?
Well, let's first just talk about the Halo community. It will never be enough. Community.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
It's never going to be enough. But here's the irony. So I did want to just kind of touch on some of that. Sir X-Men said, and Sir X-Men, man, I love you. I love your honesty and everything. But I will just say, like, this is the low point of Halo right now, and it still kind of creeps around the top 10, at least on the Xbox, right? I know PC.
I would agree with
that.
that.
PC, they're going to need to do some other things. Like that. What Halo is probably not a PC gamer's game. So they will. They will have to expand.
I think it was until they didn't have enough content because it was doing great.
There's some other things they need to do, with the game. I do think that the PC gamers do kind of gravitate more towards really like they like the battle royales because I think those feel a little bit more ebb and flow, like more of a they like the survival stuff that just a little bit more the from game to game, it can be quite different. It's just a lot more variance. And what's popular over there is a lot of survival horrors. I mean, some of these stupid horror games. What are they called? The Dead by Daylight and stuff like that. I mean, you look at some of the stuff that's popular over there and what they like.
I'm tired of zombie games.
But what's not popular anymore? It used to be, but was like the arena shooter. Like that's generally not, other than Counter-Strike, there's just not a lot of arena shooters that do really, really well on PC. But so getting back to it overall, K-Mega, I don't think that the community will be satisfied with it, and I think 343 knows that. The thing I will kind of say about that though, and I talked to Don about this too because he's not happy. A lot of people aren't happy about it, and I think it's fair to go, well, I expected more, but I kind of can step back and realize that, hey, there's a lot of things that are in the works. They got big stuff that's in the works. The Forge that's supposed to come with Halo Infinite it's not your daddy's Forge or even your big brother's Forge. This is a different kind of beast what they're trying to create here, and the capabilities are going to be a lot more. And the thing I will also give them credit for, just kind of looking at the maps today, like when I first heard about the drop, I was like, whoa, yeah, that's not going to go over well. I already knew kind of where the community was going to go with that. But when I look at the maps, though, they do look like they're high quality. It goes back to kind of like I think back to like Halo 2, Halo 3, like when the maps they used to release all kind of had their own personalities, like aesthetically, and then even the way they're laid out and how they played. I thought, like, as much as I love Halo 5, and I love the Halo 5. I was there with you guys like every weekend. I put in over my 2,000 hours in that game. Most of it was playing Arena. And as much as I love the gameplay loop, the pure gameplay, a lot of the maps are kind of samey, right? Like they didn't really have they didn't have the standouts they did from back in the day. And I think like outside of like a handful of, maybe just one, like Launch Site is really the only one I don't really like, but most of the other maps I think they all have a place. And I look at these ones, they're super high quality and at least initially, like we don't know how they play yet, but in terms of like the looks, they look detailed, they look diverse, it looks like there's a lot going on in there. And that's something, again, like that, I go back to like a Call of Duty game and, everybody votes for the same fucking 4 maps. Am I allowed to say that? It's like the same. It's like it's like it don't matter how many maps you add to the game, you're going to vote for the same 4 maps every damn time. Right. In those rotations.
Nuketown.
Yeah, what ones you get. And so what that tells me is that the gamers really just what they really want is good maps. Yes, they need fresh content. But I also will say that if everything they put out is quality, it's going to get to a period of time, and who knows, maybe it's year 2. I don't know exactly what the time will be, but there will be enough quality maps in there that that yes, people are going to want fresh things every season because you always want to see something new coming back to the same game. But I don't think it's going to feel as dire. Right now, it feels dire because the initial launch was kind of light, right? There wasn't a lot. The maps they put out were good, but there wasn't a lot of them, and so I think
we played the hell out of them through beta. So that's what hurt.
Yeah, I mean, between beta and where we're at now, I put in probably. I mean, it says I put in like 320 hours or something, but with beta, I'm probably closer to like 400 hours, and that's like playing the same. What is it? 5 maps or 6 maps in arena and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's fair for the criticisms, but I just also would say that we've seen the history of live service games. If you put out good content, people will come back. No matter how much they say they will never come back, because we've heard how many times have we heard people say they were done with Destiny for good, and then I think we heard the report like when Sony bought Bungie, like one of the things that came out from like the financial stuff was like Destiny is one of the few live service games that continues to actually grow its base, month over month, which is kind of crazy. When you think about how many people have supposedly played it for the last time over all these years,
right?
Like just the last time I play in this game until
it's like screw this. I'm not falling
next
for
season
Bungie.
come out.
Yeah, it's like but but that looks kind of interesting. Maybe
and people pay almost full price for their DLC.
$80 it'd be $80
a pop
a year.
Yeah,
$80 a pop for each major expansion.
Yeah, that's not even free to play, right? Like, I mean, the old stuff is, but not the new stuff.
And like the old stuff is free to play. You can play the season, you can play the current season, but you will not be able to get like any of the major stuff, like the major exotics and stuff.
Right.
So yeah,
it's like I can play the Witch Queen with my friends if they got the DLC, but I can't get none of the exotics for that.
I don't even think you can play. No, you cannot play. And if you do not have the DLC, you cannot play any of the major stuff. Like you could probably
I can go through the story though. I can go.
Yeah, you could probably go to the story.
You can go. Well, some of it's gone for good. Dude, that's the other thing about Destiny. Like you can't even play the entire.
You can't even play the old.
They retired. Like even if you bought those games,
they just got rid of Forsaken.
Yeah,
that's right. They did get rid of Forsaken.
Yeah, and they put some other mode there where you got to go talk to this
because
guy.
the planets got blown up and stuff like that.
You can never. There's parts of the Destiny story that you can never play.
Yeah, you will not be able to play the original.
I've already beaten it, so I
already beaten it. So, but if you want, if you new to it and you have not played it from the beginning, you're gonna be lost.
Yeah,
so,
you gotta go watch your videos and do your
That's
research.
the praise I give Destiny, though. I mean, compared to Halo, I mean, they give you a reason to come back.
Mm-hmm. Right now, and so that's what my point is. Like, what I really wanted to say is that when people are worried about it being dead, well, first of all, this is its low point, and it's still cracking top 10 on Xbox, at least in the Western markets. And I think it was like I don't know, like 8 or something like that recently. It fluctuates. Sometimes it goes barely out of there. Sometimes it comes back in there. But when you think about the fact that they haven't had new content for this long, and it's light to begin with, what's bringing people back is the gameplay loop. And again, like we go back to like a Sea of Thieves that launched. Again, that was not a free to play game. It launched under 70 Metacritic. But people liked the loop and they kept supporting it. And then you heard last year like 5 million unique users pop up in the single month when they drop content. And it's really the example. You go all the way across the board. Fortnite was a failed, completely different game. It was a AA game that failed, and then they copied PUBG. People started hearing about it and they started playing it. And then you see it go the other way. We saw Division 2 launched as well as you could launch, but people fell off that. So I just think at the end of the day, it's like you got to have the first thing is you got to have the foundation right. People have to like the gunplay, the dynamics of it. That's why Destiny holds up. Sea of Thieves kind of has its own little gig. That's why that holds up. We know Call of Duty is always going to be there, but
Call of Duty.
yeah, and we knew Apex went through growing pains in its first year.
Yeah.
What's going to matter is that Halo continue, like when they do put out stuff, it's got to be quality. Like they can't come out with dud after dud. I think that would be worse than we're going to drop 4 maps and they come out and people are like, these only
right,
three,
and then
four,
it gets
three.
imbalanced, right?
If they fail this, I hate to say it, I can see Microsoft going to another developer for the next Halo.
I don't see that.
I don't see that either. No,
because nobody knows Halo right now. Like again, 343 nailed the foundation of it. Now they don't have. And I'm a Joe Staten fan. I like me and Don kind of argue over it. I think he's less, but I'm a Joe Staten fan.
Yeah, no, I kind of on Don's side with this because Halo 5 had his issues, but when the content came,
fire.
But when the content came, it dropped and it didn't stop. And so until because it's not a service game, until it was time out, and then they started getting ready to work on Infinite or the engine for Infinite. But I just Crackdown 3 is still because I hit him up.
Fun.
I hit him up.
Yeah, that's not him though.
But I hit him up though, and I said, "Look, man," I said, "I get it. I understand what you're doing. I am willing to be patient. I think that Crackdown 3's multiplayer. I understand it's not what y'all show. I get it. But I said, but gamers are willing to be patient as long as you come out with the content when you say you're going to come out with it."
That's apples and oranges, though.
Yeah, but he agreed with it, and he says, "No, we'll let people know, and we'll have something for you out here by July."
Yeah, I think what happened is Microsoft bailed on that. It's because there
was nothing there.
Yeah, they didn't have any money behind it at that time. Like that was, and you got to think about it too. Crackdown was a second party developer, Sumo Digital, who's a good developer, by the way. They do good stuff, but this was kind of over their head. And then they brought in somebody else for the multiplayer, and the reason they had to bring in somebody for the multiplayer is it was being built by CloudGen. That's what was demoed at that one show,
E3,
when they were doing all the cloud stuff. And then Epic went and bought them, pulled them out from Microsoft. Microsoft basically had to start over, and what they threw out there, nobody played.
And then the other dev that was working on the multiplayer or on part of the game, they got bought out by Embers Group, I believe, or Tencent, one or the other.
Eventually, long term they did. But I think the problem, with the multiplayer, that was Stan was kind of brought in to try to land that thing, and I don't know how much he's
come in to do the same thing for Halo Infinite.
But this is different. I think he's now part of this thing going forward with the full support with internal studios. And I will agree that that Stan's not a live service guy. He understands Halo, and I feel like what he launched was a good example. I think, and I know people are going to disagree. You might disagree with this, K-Mega, but and I know Don does. But I think they really felt like they just had to at least out the gate show the classic base, the old heads that kind of been were complaining for over a decade. That hey, we get Halo. We know we launched last time without Big Team Battle, and we know we never made Big Team. We only gave you Forge maps for Big Team Battle. So when people say, well, Halo 5 had all this content. No, Halo 5 came out and it had a typical launch, but it launched also without Big Team Battle maps.
Right. Yeah.
It launched without Forge.
Right.
And then when all that stuff, a lot of those maps that came out after that were built in Forge.
Right. No, you're right. No, you're right.
I have a question for both of y'all.
Yes. Yeah,
well, I kind of want to get the ladies and then come back to.
Oh yeah, sorry. I can talk. I can talk for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I want to get back. I want to get to the ladies and get their thoughts about any of this, and then
I'll ask a question. I'll hold it.
Then we'll go.
I got a question for everybody
wrap
on
it
this.
up. But D, do you have any thoughts about this whole situation? I mean, do you think that that this content, which I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it, There's only 2 maps that's going to be coming, and then it looks like there's going to be a story mode. I'm pretty sure that story mode is not going to be, more than maybe 5 to 10 hours at max. Do you think? And then they also have a season pass, but do you think that will satisfy Halo gamers going forward, waiting for season 3, which is supposed to bring the co-op, Forge, and just a big, huge smorgasbord of content?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Mhm.
This is an age of live service, and keeping your game updated. I mean, there are people that are going to play it regardless, I feel like, but having that fresh content can be crucial to your game and its success. So I think they'd have to have information like, all right, season 2 was May 6th, season 3 is going to be, whatever the hell.
Right.
So I hope they're taking the feedback to heart and they're working to, get that next drop, because I mean, the longer you wait, the worse it is, because even with Cyberpunk right now, it's like, all right, 1.52 is great. Where are the expansions? Where's more? Where's more updates? And it's a positive problem, I call it. It's like, yo, they want more because they like it. But if you keep people waiting, who knows what else is going to come out this year? So they really need to kind of get focused and keep them Halo folks happy. I hope it's satisfactory though, to be honest, of course.
Yeah, I know. No doubt, no doubt. What about you, Rob? You got anything you wanna add to this?
Yeah, I kind of agree with D, because y'all was talking about other games for service, like with, even though, I play Destiny, like with Destiny, like there were times that there was no expansions or even the season. Like I think before Witch Queen, they extend the season for another 3 months, and there really wasn't shit to do. And if you don't like D said, if you don't keep your stuff up to date, people gonna go somewhere else. And I think also with the pandemic and people working from home and everything slowed down or put to a halt, it created problems for a lot of people. And but like right now, like people coming out with them updates now, so you got to be popping. You got to like you got to be popping. Like Call of Duty gonna Call of Duty, but they've been consistent with their product. The same thing with Apex. They've been consistent. Like I haven't played Apex since the beginning, but they've been consistent. They've been coming out with different characters. They've been coming out with different maps. They've been coming out with different guns, different seasons. Like Fortnite. It's Fortnite. Motherfuckers gonna still play Fortnite till the wheels fall off. So, like, if you don't come out with that new hotness, like, people gonna go somewhere else.
Yep.
And just so much stuff coming out, like, people gonna go to the next best thing. Like, look at Elden Ring. Like, Elden Ring getting people that don't even play Souls games
Like
into
me, yeah.
Souls games.
Yep.
Yeah. Like you, I think Xbot and there was another guy, like every guy that you had on here said, like, man, I don't even like Souls games, but Elden Ring
Everybody
got
got it,
me
yeah.
into.
Yeah. And then so much so that I bought Neo 2 today. So for the PC.
Wow.
So yeah, like I'm like, fuck it. I mean, I'm in now. I'm all in. So you
didn't call him a snob.
Well, I went
Because
buying on
you
the
don't
PlayStation
broadcast
4.
like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wrong, girl.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. So, okay, let me Let me
Oh.
hold on before you ask the question, because we got to get out of here in a little bit.
I know.
Ask your question. Yeah.
I'm upset at 343 because how are you going to work on the Master Chief Collection when you need to be working on Halo Infinite?
Well,
I could actually answer that.
Answer that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a different team. It's a much smaller team. They're going to continue to support that. There's another thing I think people I maybe overlook. I think that the MCC is kind of a test bed for things that could come out in the future for Infinite. And actually, I had a chance to jump in on it, and I had a lot of fun. And it was interesting because it's this is the first time I booted that thing up in a long time, and I was really impressed by like how much it's really evolved. We had crossplay on the firefight between PC and console, and it was you had the flood driving vehicles. They had some new animations in there. It was, and what that was kind of like, it was kind
Rank
of like
matches are still separate though, right? One bad.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Now they have like a custom browser with like all the games in there. Like so, they've really like fleshed that thing out. And it is a really great package right now. And I think one of the things that I was talking to one of my buddies, because he had me testing out for Xbox Era, and I was like, man, it's just like it just kind of blows up your imagination for what Infinite could be. Eventually, how much it can evolve, because like this is stuff that was not even thought of as anything part of the initial package that came out well over a decade ago, and yet here you are, like just still adding stuff to this game. And I guess I think people get caught up a lot in that. They have a lot of different teams. The team that's going to be working on the big team battle stuff is not the team that's working on the arena stuff, and vice versa. The people that made the
people
cookbook
still play that on PC, right? One bad. A lot of
yeah, they do.
Master
It's actually
Chief
bigger on
Collection.
PC right now than Infinite because of this stuff. But
That's what I thought.
and we need to call out too. Just for all those people on Twitter, the people who made the cookbook, they're not the developers that are making your maps. It didn't cost you any maps.
Golly. Wow.
Like there's some ridiculous stuff out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. So, but anyway, just get back to the main point about it. I mean, and then you just got the last point, then we'll get out of here. So, is there hope? I mean, boil down. I mean, what do you think?
Are you going back to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you saying is there hope?
Is there hope? Is there hope? Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, there's hope. Are people going to be happy with this? No, I think they've already said they won't.
Right.
I think it might hit a little bit better than people were expecting, though, because the new mode they were talking about, that lone wolf, the every man for themselves, and the big team battle map.
Yeah.
If that thing is what was in the leaks,
man, I want to get into the lock stuff, but we just don't have enough time. But you have to throw up the bat signal. We'll have to do some more Halo stuff because there's a lot coming down the road. A lot of exciting stuff coming down the road. It's just not, they're behind, right? They're slow. They're still learning how to do live service. I don't think you can watch, you can observe all you want. Like you can watch Michael Jordan shoot all you want, but until you get out there and start shooting, you know what I'm saying? Until you start doing it, until you start getting people challenging your shots, and you're dealing with real development, and especially because their stuff's not mirroring other live service games with all these different components. That's the only way you're going to learn. And most of them have struggled out of the gate. Most of the big companies have. They are, and they probably will continue to have ups and downs in the first year. But I think long term, I'm really, really bullish on it. So and that's just because I think I know it's coming, but I don't. I can't say for sure, because you never know for sure. But. All right, and my last one, because I did that was one more. Is Battle Royale really needed for this for Halo?
Needed or nothing is needed. If you're in a top 10 game, you don't need it.
Right.
But I think the Halo community that's kind of been gatekeeping. I think they did enough. to show us that we got something that's a pure Halo experience. It's time for us to lower the gates and let people in. Let them evolve now.
Well, okay, I guess the question should be: should Halo work? Should 343 worry about bringing in all the previous modes first, then eventually bring Battle Royale? Because from all indications, it seems like what Creative Assembly is coming to do is make a Battle Royale.
Yeah,
and
it's a separate team.
Yeah. And so it's a separate team, of course. But again, me personally, I want all the rest of the other modes. I want Warzone. I want all of that. Bring me those first, then work on Battle Royale. Do you think that that's going to be? I think that they're going to just kind of throw the Battle Royale in before they do anything else of that nature. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, this has been, according to Jazz, and actually I heard the rumors in 2020. Like there was rumors that there was an 8v8. There was 8 teams of 8. Like it was going to be their take on Battle Royale. It's like a a Halo take on what that would be, and would it be mirroring exactly a Fortnite or whatever. But and I don't know. Like they could test that out and have changed and gone back. That stuff happens in development. But this has been like 2 years in the making. It's outsourced to a studio that's only going to be doing this. I don't know if people realize this, but like even Call of Duty, like they have a studio that's all they do is Warzone. They don't have any part in the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare or Cold War. They don't do any of that stuff. All they do is Warzone. It's a huge team, and so Certain Affinity is going to take over that role, and they've been planning this for a couple of years. So again, they have like different teams. They have a team that does the Forge. You expect some back and forth, whatever. But in general,
Creative Affinity, Certain Affinity.
So Certain Affinity, it's an external studio, which hopefully actually Microsoft gets, because they are led by Max Hoberman, who led the he's basically the granddaddy of Halo Sandbox and multiplayer. Like he was their lead guy, and they're really, really talented independent studio. So they're going to do their own thing, and I don't think it really takes anything away from Arena or Big Team Battle, because it is a separate studio that has a separate task that's going to do what they want to do with this, and are not beholden to, aren't beholden to anything else. And I think, like I get what people are saying, like it's more of a looks thing. Like, hey, if I don't get all my modes, before that comes out, I'm going to be pissed. But really, it's another team that's going to be responsible for those modes. Right, it's going to be like the modes that are going to be in Arena are going to be handled by those teams. So I don't really see the relation, and I think Microsoft could use, or 343 could use some fresh blood and fresh energy in the community, because as you probably know, K-Mega, our community is a little bit negative.
Very negative. It's sickening negative. Yeah.
We need some new energy, man. We need new energy. And if we get a bunch of, kids that have been playing Fortnite coming over, like, oh my goodness, I love Halo now. You know what? It might be refreshing just to get people that are excited about seeing this sandbox taken into like game modes that they're excited about. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I agree. I feel that Halo is definitely is not dead or is dying or whatever, because I also agree Halo at this point is at its lowest point, and right. It's and like you said, it's still on Xbox in the top 10, so it is dropped down significantly on Steam. That's going to be a bigger question. Will they get those players back? I know that it'll get a bump, but will they do enough to get that back? I don't see that with season 2. So anyway, well, let's get the hell out of here. I will send the bad signal. I'm gonna have to get you, Bot, Don together, and then I'm gonna have to get another black guy, because I can't just be the only black guy.
Damn.
What do you got against black people here?
No. Like, I gotta get another black guy on there. So I'm saying, to kind of even it out a little bit. I don't know. I'm just fucking with you. But no, I'm gonna definitely see get the bad signal so we can talk about this probably sometime this weekend if you're available. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, it'd be great. Because I definitely want to get more deeper into it and talk about it. So. But but we going long. I try to hit that, like, okay, 3 hours, we can do it. But man, you know what I'm saying? But
sorry, I dropped in, man.
No,
I
no,
can
no,
talk.
no. It's cool, but you know what I'm saying. But again, D, she always says, "Bless her heart, I'm so sleepy," and then next thing you know,
I'm sorry.
and
I
then
keep
Sir
it
X-Men
all week.
keeps everybody up and want to hang out. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop doing that
That's
because
all right.
we always
I
do.
took a
We
nap
always chat
today.
afterwards.
And
Oh,
we
so
know
she's
Sir
ready
X-Men
tonight.
Sir X-Men needs to sleep, right? As you get
Sir
older.
X-Men
Don't
don't
start
sleep.
no shit, won't be no shit.
Speaking of Sir X-Man, where can they find you at, brother, man? Thank you for coming on as usual and giving your experience talking about some old ass games. Where can they find you, bro?
I'll be around. Don't worry about it. I'm cool.
Oh wow! Wow!
Damn.
Oh, wow!
Damn.
Okay, damn. Okay,
You Billy being very snobbish today.
I know, right? Billy Goat's gruff over here. Damn.
Totally
All right.
turn my nose up.
You are right. You are right, Dragonheart Yobi. Since Don is my son, he is part black. You goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? So,
We made him black.
He's
We
biracial.
made him watch House Party.
Oh, Lord.
Converted him.
Don is the blackest, pastiest white dude I've ever seen. A black dude I've ever seen. For real.
It's like a grown-up Opie.
Yeah. He's a black dude that eats mayonnaise. I don't know now. I'm just playing. Shut up.
I like mayonnaise. Shut up.
I like mayonnaise, though.
There you go.
So, D, where can they find you at instead of eating mayonnaise? Where can they find you at, Sister Girl?
Oh, Lord.
Damn.
Listen, you can find me on Twitter at Gingy's Mom and on PlayStation at Gingy's Mom. Brain fart. Oh, Xbox Kirby Titan. And on the GRG podcast every Friday, almost every Friday. Friday nights, cutting up, acting out, talking shit.
Talking that shit. I love it. I am happy to have ladies back onto the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I do.
I believe you. I'm sorry. That's that wasn't a shade.
It's a reflex.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was just a reflex. Like,
You didn't ask D, man. How you not ask D? She right there.
Miss infamous Delilah jumping on my ass for me, especially Delilah always comes jumping on me because Mega, you know what time it is. Come on now, let's get it moving. So infamous be just cutting up, talking, acting a damn fool. So you know what I'm saying. But anyway,
I love it. I love it.
I know you do love it. So you know what I'm saying. You and Rob's, y'all got a different style, but But I think the more that Rob's coming here, I think she's going to be more mean to me. I don't know why. She's nice to me now, but I think it's
good.
Me.
Speaking
You
of
haven't
Rob,
pissed me off yet, so
that's our X-Men.
But-
He's doing all that.
the day is young.
My day is coming.
The night is young.
I'm gonna
You my
say
homie, girl.
the
Stop
night is young, and I got some. If I say something foul about PlayStation or Nintendo, it's gonna be the wrong day. I think I'm gonna catch it then. So it is what it
You
is.
said something foul about Xbox when they're messing up too, though. So
I do. I definitely do.
it's
So
equal opportunity.
it is. Robs, where can they find you at?
They could find me in this kitchen putting on my best Julia Childs.
Julia Childs makes green.
Yes.
I don't know. Nah, she French. She's French.
French
But anyway.
greens.
No shit. Anywho, not no Darius Crooks. But
Girl, you
anywho,
messy as hell.
Wow.
You messy as
when a
hell.
dude put a pound of sugar in some greens, you know that mug is a scary.
Yeah, that
He
dude-
made a cornbread cake
Oh my
with
God.
greens and fried chicken
We-
and mashed potato. I
Two-
know
with
it's
the
not
mashed potatoes as the
2
frosting.
more weeks. RRP podcast will be getting started, and we'll talk about him because I do want to know more about this guy because I only just knew about him since he got busted out. So
Go on YouTube.
Busted out of where?
no, not oh my goodness.
Exposed.
He got
Well, we'll
exposed,
talk
I should
about
say.
this. We'll talk about this after the thing.
Yeah,
Y'all
we'll
can
talk about it
find
after the
me
show,
on
but yeah, I need to know more.
on Twitter at Sherlock2G. PlayStation and Xbox, I am Rob's a geek. I'm just to let you know I'm a woman. Rob's is short for Robin.
Wow.
Cause like I've been getting it like, is this show?
I could not tell.
I know my deeply manly voice.
Oh
We
my
go
God.
there.
You got that seductive manly
have
voice.
mercy.
Oh no! See, we going way too late.
Does she
All right, one
Oh,
bad
boy.
brother.
We're
Thank
all
you,
about
brother.
to get canceled. Let's get out of
we
here.
about to get canceled out here. One bad brother, man.
Turn
Where
you
can they
on?
find you at, brother?
Oh,
Hell no,
Lord.
they turn me off. Don't turn me off. Get the hell out of here and grab and hold my wife tight. Lord, oh, you're so soft, baby. I love it. Oh, okay. Anyway,
Lord help
Oh
me.
my
Jesus.
goodness.
Oh my
That
god!
right there, that's a
Especially
little
after
much.
that game last week.
Right. Got hot and bothered. My bad.
Knob
I'll be
job.
Like, baby, wake up!
Oh
Wake
my
up!
goodness. I almost got out of here. Sorry, K Mega, for dragging this too long.
You're
Now
all right, brother.
everybody's
You're all
over the
Oh,
edge.
good.
No, it's not
it's
your
going
fault. It's
crazy.
K-Mega's.
Everybody's past their bedtime. Is way past Sir X-Men's bedtime.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Talking about, I get off at 9:30.
Man,
This is
even
normal
my man
time,
brother
bro.
sit here and cause some problems. Lord have mercy.
I love Sir X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Sir X-Men, we need, like, when the new maps come out, we need to get the band back together, man. For sure.
If
We
I
do.
didn't respect you, you wouldn't be on my friends list, buddy.
Yeah, I know. So we definitely got to get the
We got to
the
get some
band,
fun in, bro.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
band will
get-
be back together. So yeah,
get the big team battle things going
on the
again.
sixth.
Oh, that
on
was
the
sick,
6th,
wasn't it?
On the 6th, I'll be back.
Yes, sir. So yeah, and if people want to find me before that, we do actually have a Halo podcast that's right before the show. We've been doing it Fridays while the TV show is going. It'll be back to Thursdays after, but it's at 7:00, so it doesn't. It's usually done right before you start K Mega.
Right in the middle of Crossfire.
Yeah, it's not my, I just, this is when we wanted to try to get it in there, like, right after each episode right now. And then we cover the game stuff if there's breaking news. Which
Oh,
there
you
has
should let me in on that.
Yeah, man. So, like,
man,
yeah.
Can you let this man do his sign out?
Why you just interrupted these women that whole time when they were trying to do their outros?
Wait, who did? Me? Did I?
No, he's talking to me.
Okay.
Definitely.
Wait, I'm sorry, Robin, did you get your outro finished before I jumped in?
Yeah, I
okay.
ain't got no with him.
Okay. all
That's
right,
it.
so- all right. Sir X-Men got me feeling a little bit.
I do the same thing on Xbox. We both do it to each other.
Just to everybody.
So yeah, come catch us. Our shows. You had me at Halo. It's a it's a show
cute.
underneath. It's the show underneath Xbox era. And you can find me on Twitter at mother_1. Okay. Anyways, hopefully I made it through. My mic made it through.
Yeah, you might. You sound really good.
Yeah,
right now.
it sounds better.
Okay, so there's something about, like, I just got this thing hooked up, and for some reason when I open up Discord, it just goes nuts. So there's got to be something in my Discord settings that are jacking with it. So I'll figure that out before next time. But yeah, K Mega, thank you for having me on, man. It was
well, I'm gonna
great
have
to
you on
hear
soon.
from you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man.
hit you up soon so we can go ahead and talk about some Halo.
Man.
Full deep
Lots to
discussion.
cover.
It'll be
Yeah,
great.
and if people want to get our opinions, they're pretty diverse on the show. I
Mhm.
actually gave it the lowest rating today. I think I gave it a 6 for the last episode.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but there's hope. There's hope. It's been kind of up and down, right? So that's kind of like where I've been with it. But it's not a train wreck, but it's not. There's a lot of opportunities.
It's not canon.
No, it's definitely, and that's not my biggest problem. But we won't get into that now. We'll have to wait for King.
Oh, I
Memphis.
already know. We got to talk about this.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with that. So,
We do.
yeah, man. Anytime you need to talk Halo, I know about Halo.
Okay. All right. No doubt. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I try to hit these 3 hours, but man, sometimes people just want to talk about games, and I love it, and it's fun. But it's Friday night. I know people got other things to do except for Sir X-Man and
He's got to go
probably
to bed.
Rob's, but you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I have no life.
but you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
My wife went to sleep, so I'm here. So I'm in my little game.
As in the words from
domain.
South Park to K Mega, eat my shorts.
Wow. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Until next week, I'll see you. Well, matter of fact, I might see you earlier because if we do the Halo thing, we'll definitely do that. Give some more. I'll do a video giving more details about RRP, which is a silly name, real random.
And wait for that
but
show.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna get down to it here. 2 more weeks, and we dropping it. So
They sunk my battleship.
Ain't no pulling back now. So I'm looking forward to it. So everybody have a good, blessed night. I'm still in the pandemic, so I can't live through you guys to go hit the club and do the pants off dance off with some random. But
It's the holiday weekend too.
But it's the holiday weekend. Y'all got to go to church.
You can redeem yourself when you go to church on Sunday for Easter.
All right, everybody have a good one. Peace.
Bye.
Hasta la vista.
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
You're gonna